weeks ago, the Black Bears took their show on the road to Portland for a showdown with Northern Michigan. The largest crowd ever to see a college game in Maine was on their feet as Maine turned back the Wildcats with spectacular goals and even more spectacular goaltending by Mike Dunham. When it was over, Sean Walsh's troops had put away the #2 team in the country. Another victory the following night at Alphon had Maine fans thinking #1. But last night, the Alphon faithful sat in stunned disbelief as Lowell played their best game of the year to hand the Black Bears their second Hockey East loss in a row. And tonight, they'll go for a sweep in the Bears' den, while Maine struggles to right a suddenly sinking ship. It's Maine versus Lowell next. Good evening from Alphon Arena. Tonight, the Maine Black Bears look to rebound from 2 straight Hockey East losses as they finish up the weekend series with the Lowell Chiefs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Allers, and last night the Chiefs broke 2 streaks. First and foremost to Maine fans was the Black Bears' 28-game home winning streak. But the other streak, of course, was their own 16-game road futility streak. In that time, they had not won a game on visiting ice until, of course, last night. No doubt Maine will once again have their hands full as they look to avoid the sweep. Calling all the action once again will be Dale Duff and Scott Smith, and they've got a preview of some of the key matchup in tonight's game.
Thanks very much, Dave, and season's greetings, everyone. And you heard about the Grinch that stole Christmas. Well, Lowell was the Grinch that stole Maine's home winning streak here last night. It was a stunner. One of the key guys, number 15, sophomore winger Dave Penza.
Well, Dave is a little winger from Huntington, New York, and he comes out strong every night, as he did last year, and pumped in a couple last night, and he really helped Lowell.
5-4 was the final score last night, Lowell winning that game. Coach Sean Walsh said on Friday afternoon he thinks that Coach Bill Riley of Lowell does as good a job as anybody getting a team prepared when he has time. And, of course, Lowell had all week to get ready for Maine. For the Black Bears, number 28, Jean-Yves Roy, no sophomore jinx here.
Well, Jean-Yves comes out strong as ever, and he did last night. He's always a key man when it comes to offense. Scored his 50th goal in 59 games for Maine, and he's the first player to do that.
Maine and Lowell, Hockey East action, and we'll be back with the opening face-off after this timeout. They can't clear the zone. Roy's turnaround shot is tricky in front. Pellerin is there. Robitaille in front, score! Roy!
University of Maine Hockey on 6 Alive is brought to you by Coke. Coca-Cola bottlers of northern New England.
Tell toys are fun, you see. Now you can get them so easily with Toy Money. With Christmas near, Toy Money. Cut here and here on Coca-Cola, Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. Toy Money.
Look for Toy Money coupons on specially marked packages of Coca-Cola Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. You'll save $1, $2, up to $7 instantly on select Mattel toys.
Toy Money. Toy Money.
Margot's Gowns, sizes 3 to 53. Heavily discounted and specializing in larger sizes. Call Margot's Gowns in Bowdoin at 666-3913.
And now let's go to ice level and get the starting lineups.
And your University A, Black Here are the starting lineups. At defense for Lowell, a sophomore from Gettysville, New York, number 11, Tim Smallwood. At defense for Maine, a junior from Boston, Rhode Island, number 7, Keith Harding. At defense for Lowell, a junior from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 13, Don Parsons. At defense for Maine, a senior from Boston, Montana, number 23, Brian Straub. At left wing for Lowell, a sophomore from Huntington, New York, number 15, Dave Penza. At left wing for Maine, a junior from Shediac, New Brunswick, number 8,
Curry during the national anthem, and our officials for tonight. Jim Fitzgerald is the referee. He's from Medford, Massachusetts. John Melanson and Rick Santilli, the linesman. And Santilli was the focus of some attention last night's game. Mark Richards is the junior goalie for the Lowell Chiefs. Dwayne Rollison, their freshman, played in goal last night. And for the Maine Black Bears, after freshman Mike Dunham played last night, Garth Snow in net. And look at those numbers, 5-1, 2-7-0. And he was the man on the spot when Matt Del Judas turned pro.
Well, everybody wondered what was going to happen with Matt Del Judas leaving early and Scott King turning pro. You know, what was Sean Walsh going to do? Well, hey, Garth Snow knew what he had to do, and he's come out this year and has done a good job.
Sean Walsh was very confident that Garth Snow could do the job. He knew what he had coming in with Mr. Dunham, and Garth Snow has been very nice indeed. And there's Bill Riley, his last night at Alfond Arena as a Hockey East coach, unless maybe some playoffs down the road in the springtime. We'll see. All right, play is underway. Remember, Lowell won last night 5-4, breaking Maine's 28-game unbeaten streak here at Alfond. Brian Straub and Carney play defense for Maine. In breaks Pellerin. Can't quite get the pass. They'll go to the corner and rub out Parsons. He goes down. There's a shot on, and Richards will hold on.
Well, last night, Dale, Maine only played one period, and that was in the third period, and they really didn't have enough to come back after Lowell Chiefs pounded them for the first two periods. They have to come out strong tonight right from the drop of the puck.
And Sean Walsh, and there's the new assistant coach, Red Gendron, to his right, bending over there, talking to some of the players. He's a very nice gentleman and a very knowledgeable hockey man. And there's the man that he is replacing, Bruce Carter, who's the associate head coach. He will be Lowell's head coach next year. Now at center ice, Weinrich and Murphy play defense for Maine. On it is Lowell's Gotti. Back to the point, it'll come to Erickson. He'll tee it up. It's blocked down in front by Pellerin. By Weinrich rather, and out skates Maine. Montgomery now to Downey. He'll shoot, stopped by the pads by Richards, and the puck is loose in front. Another shot never reaches on goal, and Montgomery goes after it again. Two men take him to the boards, and Downey is on it now with Shane Henry. They tie it up the boards, but it comes around the dasher, and Lowell takes over. Brendan Flynn is their captain to center ice. He can't connect with Gotti, and Maine takes over. Both teams making wholesale changes. We've played a minute here at Alfond. No score. Maine came into this week ranked number 1 or number 2, depending on which poll you want to look at. In goes a Maine player, and we're going to have our first penalty of the night right there on Lowell.
Well, Scott Meehan tied up Randy Olson before he got to the puck, and it's probably going to be an interference call. We'll have to see what Fitzy's going to do tonight. Last night he threw the whistle away right around the midpoint of the second period, and he's not going to let it get out of hand tonight.
And so Scott Meehan will go off. Defenseman, sophomore defenseman. And so Maine will have its power play opportunity. Let's see who Coach Walsh sends out there. He'll have Olson out there along with Patrice Tardif and Robitaille and Pellerin and Chris Imes, the freshman. And Richards is going to probably see some rubber because Maine's power play has been quite nice. Not necessarily last night, but in recent games.
Well, if it's a strong point of Maine, it is their power play and their offensive power. And we'll have to see here what happens.
Pellerin, now Imes moving in closer. Imes tees it up, blocked down in front. Rebound just goes wide by Olson. Oh, he had an open corner and just missed it. Back it'll come to Imes. Pellerin moves in. Now to Robitaille. Couldn't quite get the puck. Now Olson. Great passing by Maine on the power play. This is Randy Olson. In front, Robitaille. Or Tardif, rather. Couldn't get a stick on it. Robitaille is on it now. In the open corner it goes. Olson is on it. Behind the net he'll go, and Pellerin is there. Rubbed against the boards by Smallwood, and it's cleared out of there.
Lowell's giving Maine the perimeter shots and trying to close down the slot area, letting Maine take those long shots. Put trust in Richards.
Robitaille tried to move in, was broken up on the play by Flynn. Now comes Maine again. This is Downey, number 20, the sophomore. Moves around with Montgomery. Roy is out there as well. Straub and Kearney play defense, but here comes the Chiefs. There's a shot taken on by Gotti. It's wide and kicked out of there. Now Montgomery, wing to wing with Downey, can't quite connect. Kept in though by Kearney. They'll go down and the puck squirts over the line. 40 seconds now left on the Maine power play. They've had a couple of shots on goal and a couple of near misses. Roy at center ice. Nice pass to Montgomery. Here he comes. Drops the puck for Roy. Now he'll drop it for Straub. Back to Roy. In front, there's a jam there. Puck loose. It's down in front. Roy can't get a stick to it, and finally it's held on to by Richard. Oh, that was close.
Maine showing good intensity right in front of the net, and Lowell with their passive box looks like they're going to let guys stand in front, and Tucker knocked John Eaves down, and they're going to have to do that, or else they're going to run into trouble with Maine's power play.
Here it is again, that action in front, and Roy has been a marked man this year. He's had to express a lot of discipline because he's getting hit a lot.
Well, a guy scores 50 goals, you're going to definitely have to watch him, and Lowell's going to run into trouble if they let him stand in the slot area with those rebounds. Richard has to control those rebounds.
And there's John Eaves. 16 seconds left on this power play. Sulfi, Mercier, and Tepper are out there now for Maine. And it's Murphy and Weinrich on defense. There's a shot on, and it almost gets by Richard. He didn't know where it was for a brief second. It went right behind him. He looked back, and he squeezed it.
Well, they're definitely throwing a puck to the net, and that's what they lacked a little bit last night. They have to get in there. Richards so far hasn't really been able to handle the rebounds. There's going to be action there. Put Steve Tepper in front, 6'4". It's going to be difficult to move him out.
Good to see him back, too. There's Kent Sulfi. He's one of the 3 Maine players that's going to the World Junior Games out in Saskatchewan at the end of the month. Good to see Tepper back. He's been out with a thigh bruise, and nice to see him back. Now Sulfi on the draw with Ablett. Won by Lowell, and they'll fire it around the dasher. Can they get it out? Yes. This power play is now over. No score. We've played 3.5 minutes at center ice. Mercier couldn't get it. Sulfi knocks it back. And now Weinrich tries to deflect it off the boards, and it comes right back to Murphy. Now Penza takes a man to the boards. That's Mercier, and in breaks Bazin. Around the dasher it'll go. Maine getting trapped in its zone. Now it'll come out. It's Tepper. He'll just fire it away, and Maine changes. Now Murphy fires it in, and Fenton will go after it first, but Erickson, the defenseman, is there. Imes moves up to keep it in. Now behind the net, Fenton works with Olsen. Against the boards, Ablett pins him. Erickson is there too to work hard. Imes at the point, in front, tipped by Olsen over the net. Olsen gets on it again. He'll just sweep it back around. Fenton is there working hard, the South Portland native. Now Imes moves in closer to keep it in. And finally, it's just thrown up into the crowd, or sticked up into the crowd, by number 24, Scott Winner. We've got a whistle.
Well, one of them knows he's getting in trouble there, and Bill Riley's probably told him, hey, when that Maine gets wheeling, you have to get the puck out. And that was a smart play. 22
years Bill Riley has coached Lowell, and Bruce Crowder will take over next year. And here's some of that action from that last play.
Nice
tipped
tip
in front.
Nice tip here by Randy Olsen in the right spot as usual. Gets a nice tip on net.
Now Brian Straub moves it in around the dasher. Richard stops it though, and on it is Meehan. Pellerin tries to keep it in but can't, and Lowell breaks out. Here come the Chiefs. Hebert tries to move around Straub. Gets the shot on Weekly, but Snow is there to move it up. Now at the point, Travis Tucker. There's a fanned shot in front by a Lowell player, Hebert, and Maine takes over. We've played 5 minutes now. No score. Now there's a shot on in front. Just goes wide by Daly. To the boards it'll come. And we've got a whistle and a penalty coming up on Maine.
Scott Pellerin caught the Lowell player coming across center ice and got his elbows up a little high. Scott always tries to get himself in the game nice and early, getting a hit or a nice shot on net.
We've got a break in the action. The score, Maine nothing, Lowell nothing.
Christmas is the season of tradition, and a gift of fine jewelry from Perham's of West Paris will become tomorrow's treasured heirloom. At Perham's, you'll find the brilliant colors of Christmas celebrated in a dazzling array of gems and jewelry, featuring, of course, Maine tourmaline. Perham's has that special piece of jewelry you seek, and all of the little gifts which mean so very much. Join a Maine tradition. Drive out in the country to Perham's. Since 1919, the very nicest Christmas gifts come from Perham's of West Paris.
Back at Alphon, Lowell has its first power play of the night. Ablett is out there along with Brendan Flynn, Gotti, O'Connell, and Shane Henry will man the power play for the Chiefs. Rua, Carney, Straub, and Montgomery will try to kill it for Maine. This is Keith Carney, the All-American from last year. At center ice, he picks up Montgomery. Jim moves in, drops it for Rua. He'll stop and shoot it, and it's stopped by Richard. Oh, almost a shorthanded goal for Maine. Now up the left wing comes Dave Gotti. Crisscrosses there, leaves the puck, but Maine takes it and shoots it out of there.
Maine really specializes penalty killing. They try to force Lowell to dump it in by standing up at the blue line. And with their offensive abilities, they can get a lot of guys caught up. And that's what happened with John Eaves.
Here comes Lowell again. The drop pass. Flynn's shot on off balance is stopped by Snow, and Maine will clear the zone. Now in breaks Sulfide, loses the puck and goes down, but stays with it. Continuing to kill time on the power play at least. 45 seconds now left on the penalty to Scott Pellerin. And up breaks Ablett. Steve Ablett tries to fire it on, but it's deflected by Weinrich. And the Chiefs make some changes on the power play. Snow will stick that one and meant to just flip it to center ice, but it winds up in the crowd. So he'll take the face-off. Garth Snow, very important to the Maine scheme of things this year. 5-1 record. And we talk a lot about Dunham and Del Judas and King. Hey, he's a 6th-round draft pick of the Quebec Nordiques.
For a goaltender, that's a pretty high draft pick. And he answered the question that a lot of people were asking, you know, what's Garth Snow going to do? And he answered the bell. Scott King gone, Matt Del Judas. Sean Walsh loves adversity, and he thrives on it. And he put that pressure right on Garth, and he's answered.
31 seconds now left on the Lowell power play. Draw is finally cleared out of there. It was a standstill there for it seemed like 5 seconds, and finally it's cleared out of there by Maine. 20 seconds now on the power play. Chiefs get one more rush up the ice. Smallwood just tips it in and lets the forwards go after him. On it now is Bazin. Around the dasher it'll come. Kept in there nicely by Penza, who had 2 goals last night. Now Maine controls, and Mercier takes it out of there. At center ice, he's getting stick there hard. Finally, he has to just knock it in, and he took a hit as well. Now a good move by Don Parsons. His shot just from center ice goes wide of Snow. Parsons had what turned out to be the game-winning goal last night for Lowell. Now Pellerin out of the box, trying to break in, but can't. Men going down all over the place right underneath us here on this left side. Tardif at center ice for Maine. Moves in. He's got Pellerin and Widmyer. His shot is sticked away by Richards. Finally, it's cleared out of there by Lowell. They wave off the icing, and both teams make wholesale changes. We've played almost 8 minutes, no score. Maine and Lowell. Great Hockey East college hockey action on the Maine broadcasting system. Robitaille wants to move in. Off the puck, he's knocked, and it'll come back to center ice. Weinrich can't get to it. Daly will move in. Carney gets there and wants to rub him to the boards, and actually they both missed each other, and they both missed the puck. Now here comes Maine. Robitaille has got Rua. Carney moves in as well. Tries to get it back to Carney. Never really did. Intercepted by Lowell, but Martin continues to work hard. That puck goes in front. Now Carney. In deep it'll come. Downey is out there now. He can't gain it, and Erickson does. Up the dasher, but not out. Kept in by Montgomery. Now Weinrich wanted to shoot it, but picked his head up just a bit. Didn't get that shot off. Finally, it's cleared out of there by Lowell. Weinrich and Murphy playing defense for Maine at this juncture. Now sweeps in on Richards, and he makes that easy save. Both teams making some more changes. That's an offside play there.
When it's a close call, the Maine fans really let those linesmen know.
11:01 left in this first period of play. Eric Fenton, North Yarmouth Academy man. Now Brendan Flynn tries to dump it in. Henry does, but I think it hit the linesman or something going in, and that what actually caused the offside play. But he's part of the ice.
Like Garth Snow, Eric Fenton redshirted last year, and he's come on strong for Sean Walsh, and Sean feels he deserves a play, and he's right in there.
Well, there are 3 Maine natives on this team: Weinrich and Fenton and Matt McCarroll from Old Town, who is probably going to redshirt. I'm guessing. I guess that's not official yet. Now it's Shane Henry, a good-looking freshman player for Lowell. Uphill come with Flynn, shot on behind Snow, and he'd lost his stick for a moment and lost sight of the puck for a moment, but it squirted behind the net. Imes trying to pin his man. Now Olsen has it. And up it'll come, and Maine will clear the zone finally. Now Chris Imes from Birchdale, Minnesota on defense, intercepted by Lowell, kicked back in by Gahi. Imes is on it again. He's playing with Tony Link at this stage on defense, and here's Steve Widmyer. Widmyer just drives it in. Maine wants another line change, and they get it. Tepper is out there now. And back comes Lowell. Parsons moves in, but that's offside, way offside.
Mark Mercier in the lineup this evening.
We've got a break in the action, still no score.
Are you sure this is going to work, Grandpa?
Trust me, kiddo. And now, silver shovel, like a grandma's fruitcake. Grandpa's magic pine cone. In 2 weeks, we should see something.
Is it time, Grandpa?
It's time.
Really know where the puck is here. It's deflected. He thinks this goes behind the net. Boy, it drops right in the slot area, and that could have been a nightmare for Garth.
Whoa. And while we were in the break, I think Maine's getting a bench minor. Let's see if we can pick up the ref here. I'm almost certain I heard him say a bench minor, and I think he said on Coach Walsh.
Well, on our earlier break, Fitzy skated over and warned Sean, said, hey, take it easy a little bit. You know, it's early in the game. And Sean's going, hey, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
25 gets serving the penalty.
Sometimes the linesmen and the refs have to tuck the rabbit ears under those helmets and try to forget some of that.
Well, Steve Tepper, number 25, will serve the penalty, but I think it is on Sean Walsh for saying a bit too much. And so Maine will be shorthanded for a 2-minute period. This is Lowell's second power play. Maine has had 1 power play opportunity so far. We've reached the halfway mark here in the first period. No score. Penza knocks it in on Snow, and he sweeps it away, and Straub kicks it out of there. Maine changes again now. Pellerin comes out to kill the penalty along with Sulfide. Stevens knocks it in for Lowell. Dave Stevens, number 10. Straub throws it around, and Carney gets it out. Pellerin does, rather. Now Sulfide rubbed against the boards by Tim Smallwood. Lowell takes over. They're on the power play. Don Parsons fires it in around the dasher. Bazin can't keep it in. He goes down, and Maine shoots the puck to center ice. Now wing to wing, intercepted by Robitaille. Here he comes. Good move around. Shot, score! man, Martin Robitaille.
Well, Martin started that play right in the defensive zone. He knocked Bazine off the puck, and the puck squirted by the Maine bench. Skated right up the middle, picked up the puck, and just walked the Lowell defenseman. Great concentration on the net, and just flipped her post to post.
I think he's perhaps the most favorite player, the favorite player at Alphon Arena, and why not? Because he is just Mr. Hustle. He's only 5'10", 160 pounds or so.
Sticks his nose in it every night.
And he is playing in his 105th straight game. Now here comes Lowell on the power play, stopped by Snow nicely as they attempted to get that thing tied up. I think we're going to have another Maine penalty. And we are.
It's going to be Jason Weinrich. He's going off for a cross check.
And it was number 21, Dave Gotti, who moved in on Snow. Very dangerous there, and the stick was up apparently on Jason Weinrich.
Well, a lot of times after a team scores a goal, you tend to lighten up a little bit, and Lowell's on the power play. They're not going to lighten up at all, and they come right back, and Gotti has a great chance.
And there it is.
There's the penalty.
Actually knocked down Dan Connell, and it was Gotti who had the shot on net there. So Maine is going to be 2 men short. Remember the bench penalty and now the penalty to Weinrich. So for 45 seconds, Maine will be 2 men short. The Bears have the lead 1-0 on the Robitaille goal. This is a key moment early in this game. Now Kearney ahead to Robitaille, who, by the way, playing in his 105th consecutive game. He's never missed a game in his years at Maine. Talk about durability. Straub's pass winds up in the crowd, and he'll take the face-off. How about that, Martin Robitaille, huh?
Every coach would like to have a player like that. I think we've said that now for the last 3 years. He is just one spark plug, comes out, works hard every night, and just sticks his nose in. You gotta love a guy like that.
He's one of the co-captains this year. He's drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs in the supplemental draft just this past year. What a find for them, huh? And they need help.
Yeah.
Let's hope Martin stays another year, though, after this year. All right, Maine trying to kill off a 2-man disadvantage here. Shane Henry tries to move in, stood up there nicely by Kearney, and Ablett is on it for the Chiefs. 8 minutes left in this first period. Maine with a 1-0 lead, but down 2 men. Now Flynn wants to move in behind the net, still with the puck, centers it. Henry's backhander can't really get it off yet. Comes back to the point where Gotti is there. Tepper is working him over. Kicked in by Henry, and now back to the point. It'll come to Ablett. He'll tee it up, knocked down in front. It actually never reached Snow, and it's Pellerin down on the ice, and that puck is under him.
Well, Connell knocked Pellerin to the ice, and Scotty really couldn't get up quick enough, and he saw the shot coming in from the point and just ate it. I'm sure he's feeling a little bit right there. You can see here he's down in front of Garth Snow, and he says, uh-oh, it's coming in, and he took that one right in the midsection.
Ouch.
That's being at the right place at the right time.
Right now, he's saying that's a wrong place at the wrong time, but it got the job done.
It's an awful feeling laying in front of it when you can't get up and you know that puck's coming at you.
Well, what we have done, at least at this stage, is the first penalty for Maine is over. So the bench minor is over. Maine is now just 1 man short. The penalty to Weinrich still has 50 seconds left on it. So it's 5-on-4 right now. Up comes Jerry Daly for the Chiefs, moves it in. Snow comes out to play it, intercepted though by Lowell's. Now Daly behind the net, he'll work it with Murray. Mike Murray pinned to the boards by Chris Imes, and now Murphy joins in. It's free, and Sulfai wants to knock it out of there. He'll just try to throw it out of there, and he does. Oh, what a play by Sulfai. 20 seconds left on the penalty. Erickson gets it in over the blue line, but they say somebody was in the zone. I guess number 8, Greg Carter, was in there ahead of the play. I think he was pinned in there by a Maine player.
Carter stepped over the line a little bit, ran into Fitzy, and they're having a little party over there. Maine really concentrates on its penalty killing. As we said earlier, they really stand up at the blue line and make their opposing team dump the puck.
There's Greg Carter, played in every game but one for the Lowell Chiefs last year. And one of the good things is he only had 22 penalty minutes last year. Lowell, let's face it, over the years has been known as a team to pick up a lot of penalties.
Well, last night was the tamest Lowell team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I talked to Bruce Crowder earlier, and he said, well, we didn't want to give Maine the power play. They are a powerhouse, and we have to play smart and disciplined.
And it got him a 5-4 win. You can feel a little more jump in the step of the Black Bears, and they don't want to let that happen again tonight. We shall see. Right now, the Bears have a 1-0 lead, and it came on a shorthanded goal by Martin Robitaille. 6.5 minutes left in this period. We've got a icing call here on Lowell, so the face-off will come back down at the other end of the ice. Well, the Maine women's basketball team won this afternoon, beating Drake, so that's a nice win for Trish Roberts' team. Rudy Keeling's men's basketball team plays the David role in the David and Goliath story tomorrow against the University of Connecticut at the Bangor Auditorium. That'll be an interesting game.
Very interesting.
Tonight, it is hockey, and it's Montgomery, Roy, and Downey, and what a power-packed line this has been for Maine. Now it's Roy, has the puck, moves it to Montgomery. His shot gloved by Richards and goes to the corner. Murphy steps up to keep it in. Now Montgomery does. He'll just fire it in, and back after it is John Parsons. He's ridden off the play by Downey. He'll go down. The puck is loose in front, but Parsons is there again for the Chiefs. Now Parsons gets hammered to the ice. I think it was Downey that gave him a hit. Onside is Stevens, and now it's Penza trying to break in against Weinrich. Can't. Puck in front, and Montgomery takes over for Maine. He'll hit Downey at center ice. He's squeezed to the boards, as is Roy, and they'll continue to work there. Now Olsen joins in. Puck comes free in front. Henry gets it out of there for the Lowell Chiefs. 1-0. Maine has the lead. Henry is there alone for the Chiefs as Lowell makes wholesale changes. Shane, they're making changes on you, buddy. Get off. Now, Randy Olsen at center ice tried to connect with Widmyer, but can't. Knocked in by Gahi of Lowell. Carney is on it for Maine. Now Brendan Flynn tries to move it in, taken over by Olsen, and here comes Steve Widmyer. The Nova Scotia native moves in, as does Eric Fenton, but on it first is Lowell. Carney does a nice job to keep it in, just flips it up over the defenseman. Still there against the boards, and it clears the zone. On it now is Gotti, and sticked nicely by Snow, and cleared out of there. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in period one. It's Maine 1, Lowell 0. Remember, the Chiefs beat the Bears last night 5-4. Now some pressure put on by the Chiefs. It's that fourth line of Daly, Murray, and Hebert out there for the Chiefs right now. Carney working against two men there. Robitaille intercepts, and he'll find some room to clear the puck. Here comes Pellerin. He's got Tardif moving in with Robitaille. Couldn't get it back to him. Good work there defensively by Meehan. And the Chiefs take over. Jerry Daly will send it to center ice, and Lowell will change again. Now Hebert moves in, but a man was offside. There's a break in the action. The score, Maine 1, Lowell 0.
If your holiday shopping list is longer than your imagination, come into Country Farm Furniture for some gift ideas. Accessories from Country Farm can light up any room, show you where you are in your day or in the world, give you something restful to look at or to relax in. During the holiday season, all of our accessories are sale priced, and if you received our Butler Accent flyer, you already know how large our selection is. Great prices and a selection to take care of everyone on your list. Happy holidays from the Country Farm Furniture stores of Kennebunk and Gray.
All right, back at Alfond Arena, you're looking at Tony Link, one of Maine's defensemen from Anchorage, Alaska. Both teams at full strength, and out comes Kent Sulfai. He'll tee it up and fire it. Kicked away and sticked away by Richard. And Smallwood is on it, now intercepted by Sulfai. Good stop move, centered the puck, but no one was there for Maine. Now Now Hebert just moves it up, or Henry Hebert, that's right. And Murphy fires it back in. Maine will change again. Knocked down in front is Steve Tepper. The crowd down at that end wanted a call. Here comes Smallwood. Tim Smallwood at center ice, intercepted by Jim Montgomery. Waits for the line to change, and it does. Tepper is out there. He's got to get off and get Roy on there, and he does finally now. Downey, Montgomery, and Roy. Maine's top line. Here's Montgomery. Working now with Downey. Back to Montgomery. Roy in front, just goes wide. Oh, he pulled the trigger. Boy, what a quick release. Cleared out of there by Lowell. This line has been in on 60% of Maine's points this year. Roy, Downey, and Montgomery. Now it's Kearney stepping up, moving in. Back it'll come to Roy. Downey is rubbed off the play, and Lowell just clears it, and they'll take the icing call to get a change. What a line.
Boy, Maine's playing much better in neutral zone in the offensive zone. Lowell, what they did last night was dump the puck in, letting the Maine defenseman handle the puck, and they're not doing that, and it's paying off for Maine. Maine's able to turn the puck over in the neutral zone and bring it right back down to Mark Richards and try to get some scoring opportunities.
There's Bruce Crowder on the Lowell bench. You think he enjoyed last night?
I asked him this morning there if he enjoyed coming back, and he did. He had mixed emotions.
Yeah.
He had a good time up here at Maine, and the people were very supportive. We had a little get-together for him last night.
Yep. I don't know, on Friday he was talking about had his house sold maybe up here in Orono. He's buying a house, I guess, in New Hampshire, just over the border. So I don't know how he made out on that on Friday, but what a great guy, Bruce Crowder. I wish him well at Lowell. Now the Chiefs will skate out. This is Ablett moving in, ridden off the play by Tony Link. Now Meehan will just drive it back in, but Penza was way offside on that one. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in this first period. Maine with the lead, and there was one of the stars from last night, Dave Penza, as we mentioned, from New York. He was the second star last night. Now Weinrich at center ice drives it in. Pellerin tries to get to it. Out there with Robitaille and with Tardif. And now breaks Meehan. Scott Meehan at center ice. Penza takes over, gets in over the blue line, goes wing to wing, and there's a good play by a Maine player, Tardif, to get that puck away from the Lowell player who was breaking in. Robitaille is back, moving in, drops the puck, but no one home for Maine, and Penza will break out. He's got a little skating room, can't quite get around Murphy. Good play by Dan Murphy, the sophomore from Connecticut for Maine. Nice play, Murphy. Now here comes Sulfy, just flipped up and into the crowd. Oh, that's close to a penalty for Lowell by Scott Wenham, as he just flipped that thing up into Section F, row 10.
Well, Wenham got caught out there. He was out there for about a minute. He had to get off. He was a little tired, and he knew that Maine's going to keep coming, and he tried to get a break.
There's the good play by Murphy.
Dan Murphy, heads up play, watching Penny. They know what Penny can do. He did it last night. Dan Murphy's really come into his own.
He's also this year's judge of the Kangaroo Court. So he's a man you got to pay attention to. Some of the fines I've heard about already. I hope I get a chance at some point to tell you a couple of them. 25-cent fines. We're in our last minute of the first period. Maine with the lead. Erickson will try to drive it on. Kearney never lets him get the shot off. Maine breaks out. Sulfy's got Tepper and Mercier. He'll take the shot, hung on to by Mark Richards. Well, Mark Richards has done a pretty good job seeing a lot of rubber. Look at the shots on net. 13-3 in Maine's favor.
Well, in that case there, Lowell got 4 men caught deep. That just gave Maine the opportunity to walk in and take a blast.
There's Sulfy's shot.
I don't know if that guy ever gets tired.
I know.
Penalty kills, power play, regular shift. Always at 100 miles an hour.
Kind of like a Todd Jenkins type. Remember him from a few years ago? Now Tim Smallwood drives it in to the left of Garth Snow, and on it is Gotti, who will drive it behind the net. But Carney is there for Maine. A half a minute left in this first period. Maine has played well, and the Bears have the lead. Now Henry intercepted by Carney. Nice play by Keith to move it up. Roy tries to get a stick to it, gets it in over the zone, but quickly cleared back. Richards plays it to stop it from going any further. Parsons dangerously in front, intercepted. There's Roy, and he flies it over the net. Oh, he had an open net, and he wristed one, and it went over the net. And he will see that one in his sleep.
Well, Don Parsons thinking also. He came right out in front with that puck, and against that line, it can be scary. And Jean-Yves, he thought he had one here. Richards with a great stop. A little bit different angle. See Richards, great concentration, just comes across desperately and just caught a little piece of that and deflected into the upper shelf there.
He tried to go to that top corner.
Sean's got to be a little happier with first period performance.
Also a little quieter since that 2-minute penalty. 2 seconds now left in this period. They'll drop the puck, and that'll be it here in the first period. And that'll do it. A nice opening period for the Bears, and a shorthanded goal by Martin Robitaille gives Maine a 1-0 lead as they skate in for the first intermission. So the Bears, after losing last night 5-4, have a little more jump in the skate tonight, and that is good news for the Bears fans, not so good news for Bill Riley and Bruce Crowder. So we've completed the first 20 minutes of play, and we'll be back with intermission, all the highlights and all kinds of features for you with Dave Allers right after this timeout.
Are you sure this is going to work, Grandpa?
Trust me, kiddo. And now, silver shovel making Grandma's fruitcake. Grandpa's magic pine cone. In 2 weeks, we should see something.
Is it time, Grandpa?
It's time.
Watching Carl Smith run, you would never know he suffers from asthma. He recalls that first scary attack when he was 13.
Playing a basketball game, and I was short of breath, and I was just going like that, and I came off the sideline, and I just said, "Coach, I can't catch my breath, can't catch my breath." And my mom finally took me to a doctor, and found out I had asthma.
Today, Carl's asthma is treated with medicine, and he is treating the spirit of others as a spokesman for the Lung Association. His message to kids with asthma is clear. Know your limitations, but set your sights on the future.
I don't like people putting limitations on me, and I don't like the asthma putting limitations on me. I like to be the judge of my limitations and everything. You just got to keep it under control, and you take your medicine when you have to, and you'll be in control of it.
If you think your child might have asthma, call the Lung Association at 1-800-462-LUNG. Take a lesson from Carl Smith. Don't let asthma hold you back.
Welcome back to the Alfond Arena. 1 period complete, and the Black Bears, the owners of a 1-0 lead on Martin Robitaille's goal. I'm Dave Allers, joined now by former Maine assistant coach and now associate head coach at the University of Lowell, Bruce Crowder. And Bruce, this must have been kind of a strange weekend for you, finally coming back to Orono after having been in Lowell. Talk about that.
Well, it was strange to begin with. When I first got in here to practice in the morning on Friday yesterday, it didn't really bother me a whole lot. But once I didn't go to the right bench and I was down on the visitors bench, that's when it kind of kicked in. And after that, the competitiveness spirit got a hold of me, and I just more or less, wanted to win.
Yeah, a big win for your crowd last night. What was the emphasis you put on your team going in?
I think number one is we just didn't want to take any penalties. I think I don't care what team you play, especially Maine, you can't take penalties. You're going to be in the penalty box, you're not going to win games. And the other thing is we just wanted our guys to play discipline. Stick to what our game plan was, and they did that, and they played a real strong game last night.
Bill Riley called it last night kind of a pro-checking style, and said that you had a lot to do with that. What was your checking scheme?
Well, I think Billy was being kind. I think a lot of that credit should go to Bill. I think he'd worked with the team a lot. I was on the road a lot, but we just our philosophy was we just wanted to try to shrink the ice surface a little bit, and instead of trying to forecheck them 200 feet, maybe we'll forecheck them 140, and it seemed to pay off for us last night.
Now, as an associate head coach with Lowell, a lot of your duties are similar to what they were here at Maine. A lot of recruiting, academic monitoring. Do you think you'll miss any of those duties when you become a head coach next year with, of course, different responsibilities?
I think I will. There's a lot more administrative work with being a head coach, and I enjoyed the academics here at Maine. I really enjoyed working with the kids towards their degrees, and I think that's important. That's why I got back into the business. I'm here for the kids, and hopefully their experiences at the universities are going to be enriched and fulfilling, and go on to be pretty good adults. So I don't know. You'll have to ask that question next year when I come back. I'm probably going to miss some aspects of it, but I think the big thing is down in Lowell, there's a lot of things happening. They're talking about the new facility that they're going to build. It's going to be right on campus, which is going to be tremendous, not only for the university, but for the whole town of Lowell, which is what they need. Once we kick that off, and we're looking for bigger and better things.
Yeah. Now, you've worked for two really distinctly different guys, in Sean Walsh and Bill Riley. Bill Riley, of course, has been around for a while, and Sean Walsh, one of the new upcoming coaches. Talk about some of the differences that you experienced when you first got to Lowell.
Well, I think the big difference is I think Sean's more of a textbook type of coach. He never really played the game. He was a goaltender, but he never played the college levels, and he's really worked hard, at his practices, at working with the players. I think Bill, he had good years at BU, and he's kind of the old mold, old time hockey, and Sean's a new time hockey. So I'm gonna have a blend of that, and basically I had a blend of that before with some of the guys that played under professionally with Boston, and with the Maine Mariners with Bobby McCammon. So I think anytime you become a head coach, you really just want to look and try to grasp and dig things out of everybody you've worked with, and hopefully you're going to mold yourself around what you thought was good and what you thought was bad with each individual that you work with.
We've got a couple of pictures here from a couple of Bruce Crowder goals from...
Last time I was here, you only had one goal.
Oh, I think we've got two. Now, let's take a look at that. Now, talk about that. Do you miss the pro game at all? You said, you're enjoying college. Do you miss pros?
I miss the playoffs. I really do. I think the playoffs, every game you're working towards something. It was a Stanley Cup. It was a dream, and I think that's what I miss the most. I miss the camaraderie of the players. 20, 22 guys going on a road, going to different cities, and just working for to have fun, and it was a great job, and it was a great way to make a living, and I'm very fortunate that I was able to do that.
Bruce Crowder, Lowell Associate Head Coach. Thanks for joining us today between periods. We'll be back with more intermission action after this. Why am I looking at the mark?
Before you buy a living room set, a recliner, or a dining room set, or a mattress, before you buy a new color TV, hi-fi, VCR, or a camcorder, call 1-800-556-0002. Frank Parmelos. You'll get free expert and friendly advice, and our low prices will save you a lot of your hard-earned dollars before you buy. Call 1-800-556-0002 and save. Frank Parmelos, corner of Bridge and State Streets, Augusta.
As the surf pounded the Maine coast and the rain swept in on Tuesday, news center crews were on the scene with special reports beginning at noon and throughout the afternoon.
The weather here is just wild. Wind gusts are 40 to 50 miles an hour. They're really whipping up the waves behind me.
That's a parking lot. That's Casco Bay. And if you're not careful, you're not going to be able to tell which is which.
When you need to know, count on News Center only on 6 Alive.
Everything that Christmas was, is at Peterson & Company, 541 Congress Street, in town, Portland.
It had been 28 games, over 1 year since the Black Bears had last lost here at the Alfond Arena. And the Lowell Chiefs had the honor of ending that streak last night, 5-4. The Maine trademark is scoring early, and they did it last night. Brian Downey finds the 5-hole on Chiefs goalie Dwayne Rollison less than 4 minutes into the game. But like classic Maine-Lowell matchups of years past, the Chiefs came back. Steve Ablett scores to tie the game. And when Maine scored, Lowell would come right back. The second period belonged to the Chiefs. Dave Penza scores one of his 2 goals here to boost Lowell to a 4-2 lead.
Came in here hoping to prove ourselves after that bad win last year, 16-0. I came in here with the attitude of working hard and hopefully get a couple of breaks.
Maine came out firing in the third period. When Jim Montgomery put in the rebound of this Jean-Yves Roy shot, it looked like Maine was staging a comeback. But the Chiefs stifled any heroics when Don Parsons went the length of the ice to make it 5-3. Maine would get one back, but Rollison shut the door from there. The Chiefs win 5-4.
Kids stuck to the game plan, and we got great goaltending, and we had a few breaks, and I think we got 2 defensemen scored, and one guy got 2 goals, so everything fell into place for us.
Tough to come back, when you finally get the momentum and then they get a quick one right after. It's hard to come back, but I thought we you can't win with just playing 20 minutes of hockey. I think you got to play 60 minutes, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow night.
Meanwhile, played their first game ever on Boston Garden Ice, home, of course, to their parent club, the Bruins. However, the Garden Ice brought them little luck as they lost to the Fredericton Canadiens tonight, 4-2. Now, from action earlier on, it was uphill for the Mariners all the way today. Alain Cote will hit Jesse Belanger here with this pass. He comes in and puts on the Jets, beats Matt Del Judas. That goal made it 2-0 Fredericton. Now, Maine would get one back on the power play. Here they work it in out to the point. Stefan Quintal will find Shane Stevenson. He one-times the pass. It's for Stevenson, his 7th power play goal of the season. Matt Del Judas had to come up big a number of times today. Puck will be centered in front, and watch the nice glove grab from point-blank range. But the Canadiens never let up. Luca Gauthier will get the puck, and he steps down the lane and winds one past Del Judas. The Canadiens go on to win today in the Boston Garden 4-2. The Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens face off tonight in the second game of a home-and-home series at the Forum in Montreal. We'll be back with highlights from the first period with Dale and Scott right after this. The Black Bears currently lead 1-0.
Lustrous 14-karat gold chains, gold bracelets, and gold earrings. Gentlemen's gifts, classic-style diamond rings, watches, and accessories.
Wake up. Wake up. You've been dreaming. We're celebrating an old-fashioned Christmas.
GM Pollock & Sons Jewelers Old-Fashioned Christmas with prices you thought were just a memory.
Yankee Shopper helps put the biggest names in sports under your tree on Christmas, like Jackets by Columbia, Champion sweatshirts, all for less. Names like Varney and OP. Great prices on York weights and Voigt exercise bikes. You'll find Weider health food, skates, and all the shoes for all the sports your feet can get into. Don't fight the Christmas crowds. Get the big names and quality sporting goods for less at Yankee Shopper's 5 locations. Foden Road, South Portland, Wiscasset, Yarmouth, the Wyndham Mall, and North Conway, New Hampshire.
Nobody's done it like Donahue.
Well, all right, Pilgrim.
I want to ask you, how long have you been a critic?
I can't afford to die. I'd lose a lot of money. I'm booked.
What a dump. I don't think of myself as sexy. I'm trying to grow up. People said you're not talented when you showed your belly button.
Hey, I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world.
Nobody does it like Donahue.
Weekdays at 12:30, only on 6 Alive.
20 minutes, the Bears leading 1-0. And, boy, that first goal was a real jump starter for the Black Bears. It came from Martin Robitaille, and more importantly, it came in a short-handed situation.
Well, they always look for Martin for a little boost, and he gave him one in the first period. You can see Martin, he started this play earlier. They were killing a penalty. He took a man, broke up the middle, and just got a nice pass and just went hard to the net. Great concentration and just flipped one by Richards.
And it wasn't just anybody that he got around either. It was Don Parsons, who is perhaps their best defenseman, and he just got around him.
Don Parsons is a real steady D, and he tried keeping him wide, but Martin just snuck around, and he has great balance. Very strong legs. You know, Dale, he can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. He's really strong down low. And
can I quote you on that?
You can quote me from that.
Well, it came at 11:03 in that first period, and for Mr. Robitaille, it was goal number 10 of the year. And as we mentioned earlier, playing in his 105th consecutive game. Since he stepped on the ice here at the University of Maine, he has not missed a game.
Well, he's a junior, and he's wearing the C. He's a real leader on this team, on and off the ice.
Some of the first period stats, the thing that sticks out more than anything, Maine outshooting the Chiefs 13-3.
Well, those are one of Maine's strong points is the offense, and last night they didn't have that. They did outshoot Lowell, but they weren't quality shots.
All right, the Bears surround Garth Snow, who's pitching the shutout so far. This is, as we mentioned before, an important night for Garth Snow. He's coming off a tough night at BU last weekend. And Sean Walsh continues to ponder things since that bench penalty, and I think he's not happy at this stage, and he's just keeping quiet, which probably is the thing to do at this stage.
Well, Sean's a veteran. He's been around a long time, and Fitzgerald knows what Sean's all about, and he does get a little excited now and then. But it is a game of emotions, and, you know, Fitzy probably just gave him that to settle him down a little bit.
And it worked. One thing about Sean Walsh, you can say a lot of things. He sometimes get after those officials a little bit, but boy, in the last 4 years, he has won over 70% of his games.
He's doing something right, Dale.
Been to the NCAA tournament 4 years in a row, and he's a new dad. How about that?
That's right.
Tyler is almost a couple of months old.
You think he'll play hockey? He'll definitely know the game. Sean's probably got him at the books already.
On the opening face-off, it's an icing call on Lowell, and so the puck will go back down to the right of Mark Richards.
Tim Smallwood, a big rangy defenseman.
Yeah, he's from one of my favorite high schools, Sweet Home High School in New York. How about that? Sweet Home High School. Draw won by Maine, but Tardif can't get control. Kept in nicely by Carney. Now it's Robitaille, centers it to Pellerin, but never really quite reached it. Now Straub keeps it in, and there's Tardif, and Pellerin's shot blocked down in front. Tardif is on it for Maine. Tries to center it, but Parsons is on it, and he'll give it a flip, and with some help, it gets to center ice. As we start period 2, Maine with the lead, 1-0. The Bears with a record of 9-3-1, but right now facing a 2-game losing streak. And that's an offside call on Maine as Pellerin got trapped in over the zone.
Scandalwood had the opportunity to push him off sides, and it's a smart play.
And Scott Pellerin is another one of those crunch guys for Maine who plays in a lot of the action as well.
From Shediac, New Brunswick. They have a big following of Maine hockey in Shediac. I'd like to wish everyone hello.
You know, we hear from a lot of the folks in the Maritimes quite often, and we say hello. Of course, you've got Pellerin from Shediac, and you've got Steve Widmyer from Nova Scotia.
We have the Furbishes watching tonight in North Yarmouth. Some friends of mine. They enjoy the games.
All right. You name dropper, you.
That's right. It just shows the support a couple weeks there at the Maine Civic Center. Cumberland County, they had 7,000 fans.
Isn't that something, huh? Bill Riley, 22 years. He coached Lowell hockey when they practiced outdoor. How about that? Here comes Jean-Yves Roy, busting in alone. He's moving, shot. He's stopped by Richards, and what a play by Richards to keep that thing from getting behind him. Oh, that's got to be a goalie's worst nightmare, seeing number 28 come at you.
Well, he had great concentration on the puck. He blocked a shot at the blue line and just took off, and it's off to the races. Gives a little fake, comes back to his backhand, and Richards makes a nice save. Thank goodness for breakaway nets. Jean-Yves hit that net pretty hard.
Great angle to that, too, on the camera work. Here it is again.
He tries to get him to move a little bit with a fake backhand and pulls her to her forehand and then goes back to the backhand, and Richards shows great concentration.
Chalk up yet another save for Mark Richards, and Jean-Yves Roy, for this time at least, is snuffed. All right, the Chiefs try to move up at center ice. O'Connell can't get it. Maine intercepts. Now Steve Widmyer from Bedford, Nova Scotia. Intercepted O'Connell. Maine bunched up there, all 5 players within 20 feet of each other. They spread out. Olsen flips it to center ice. We've played almost 2 minutes here in period number 2. It's 1-0. The Bears lead the Chiefs. Now around the dasher. Chiefs working hard now to clear it out of there. Maine trying to keep it in. Finally, it's at center ice. In goes Carter, fans on the shot, and Snow will fire it around the dasher. Olsen works to tip it out, and Mercier brings it out with Widmyer. He'll come up the left side. Line drops it for Olsen. Stopped by Richards. Rebound is clear. Kept in, though, by Keith Carney of Maine. He makes one move to keep it in. Widmyer just drives it in deep. Now Maine will change up. Sulfy goes in hard. Now it's Mercier. He's with the other line. He's staying on for the time being. Is driven in by Carney. Tepper is there. Can't get to it. Stropp moves up to keep it in. Around the dasher it goes again. Sulfy being punched there. Oh, he's knocked down there. But Tepper has the puck behind the net. Steve wants to move in front. Parsons goes down to prevent that. Tepper still has the puck. Back it comes to Carney. His shot is way high and winds up in the screen. Good flourish there by Maine.
They have 2 little goal getters, Kent Sulfide and Martin Mercier, and they're flying in there with Steve Tepper, the giant. Kind of a funny line. See Martin Mercier just coming down and hits the brakes and brings it right back to Randy Olsen. Randy going for the upper shelf, and Richards with a great save.
17 saves now for Mark Richards. And boy, just like last night with Rolison, their freshman goalie, Maine outshot Lowell last night 39-22. Maine's outshooting him tonight 17-3, but so far they've only got 1 goal tonight to show for it. Tardy tries to fire it on. Ablett knocks that one down, and it's cleared out. Jason Weinrich tries to clear, but Penza comes up and nails him. Oh, now it's Murphy. Dan circles the wagons for the moment. Works now with Weinrich. Can't connect with Tardif, and it'll roll down, and they wave off icing. Now Ablett has Penza, also Bazin. Normand Bazin. Now it's Pellerin moving in with Roy. He's moving, stopped by Richard. Briefly there on the corner, I believe he got a pad on it, and the Chiefs skate out. Bazin can't connect with that pass. They wave off icing again. Roy takes Bazin to the boards and gives him a hit that he won't forget. Now it's Downey. Tries to work a pass, but can't do it. Intercepted by the Chiefs, and they knock it in. Flynn goes after it, but Snow is on it for Maine first. Now Tony Link in front, intercepted by Flynn. Dangerous pass there in front. Tucker's shot goes wide of the net. There's a turnaround shot by Henry. Knocked down, and Maine finally clears the zone. But dangerous chances there for the Bears.
Boy, Garth Snow got caught out of the net, and he scampered back and was able to make a great save.
Now it's center ice. Link tries to keep it in. Pellerin tried to go wing to wing with Olsen, but it didn't work. And now it's Straub. Olsen, Randy tries to go around a man, goes down. And that penalty coming up on Lowell. And when they touch it up, we've got a penalty on the Chiefs. We'll tell you about it after this timeout. Maine leading 1-0.
Until toys are fun, you see. Now you can get them so easily with toy money. With Christmas near, toy money. Cut here and here on Coca-Cola, Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. Toy money.
Look for Toy Money coupons on specially marked packages of Coca-Cola Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. You'll save $1, $2, up to $7 instantly on select Mattel toys.
Toy money. Toy money.
Shane Henry knows how dangerous Randy Olson is, and he's just going to give him a little pull here. I didn't give him too much of a pull. Randy might have felt a little pressure and went down there, but it was enough to draw the penalty.
It is Lowell's second penalty of the game. And Sean Walsh sends out Olson, Robitaille, along with Tardif. Pellerin and Imes will start on the point. And there's Shane Henry in the sin bin for the Chiefs. You see Parsons and Stevens, O'Connell, and Parsons are the four Chiefs that will try to kill it for Mr. Crowder and Mr. Riley. It's cleared out of there. Just slips out over the zone, and Maine will try to regroup and get something going here on the man advantage. Robitaille gains the zone. Now Pellerin back to the point, tried to flip it to Imes. It's kept in though. Now Tardif. His shot on wrister stopped in front. Rebound clear. Little wrist shot by Patrice. Was right on net. Chalk up another save for Richards. Maine on the power play. 1.5 minutes left on that power play. Imes and Pellerin. O'Connell breaks it up for the moment. Forces Maine deep. Loose puck stopped by Snow as Greg Carter came right in and fired on. Now Robitaille, he's got Olson behind him, keeps on moving, sets up. Now Carney back in the corner. Robitaille, Olson. Now it's in front, sticked out of there by Parsons, and it cleared the zone. Now Olson comes off and Downey comes on. So Downey and Roy. And they're trying to get Montgomery on as well. Here comes Downey. Cross ice, it'll come to Straub. He'll tee it up. It's stopped by Richards, and it winds up in the screen. Richards saw that one all the way.
Well, Brian Straub, smart play, heads-up play. Saw Jimmy Montgomery breaking across the middle, and nice low shot for a tip. If Jimmy Montgomery would have missed it, John Eves was right in the slot.
Yeah.
Nice pass by Brian Downey over to Brian Straub, and Jimmy Montgomery will come into your screen. Nice little tip.
Now Montgomery wins the draw, and Carney has it. Keith works along to Straub. Now it's intercepted and cleared. They didn't quite know what they wanted to do in that particular stage, and the Chiefs took advantage of that one. Now here comes Carney, trying to work some magic up over center ice. He keeps coming as Flynn keeps sticking away at him, and Roy does keep it in the zone. Now it's in front. It's a move by the Maine Bears. Score! Oh, what a play! Montgomery and Downey. Oh, boy.
Great play by Keith Carney. Keeps the puck in, hits Jimmy Montgomery, and that's a defenseman's nightmare, a 2-on-1 down low. You see the play develop here. Nice move by Jimmy over to Brian Downey. And Dale, I think that's another one you could have put in. That's what you call the old 4x6s. It's going to be a great angle here. Richards really doesn't even have a chance. Brian Downey, thank you.
That's goal number 6 of the year for Downey, who has really caught fire this year. And what a wonderful line this Roy, although Carney was in on this one, but Roy, Downey, and Montgomery. Now penalty coming up on the Chiefs. It's 2-0 Maine, and the Bears are going to have another power play. Well, they did give Roy an assist. All right, so everybody on that line gets one.
Tim Smallwood's going to take a little rest for a couple minutes.
And so, in some respects, this is the Lowell team that we know at times, and the thing that Bruce Crowder talked about, not taking penalties, and that's what they're doing here.
Exactly. They've gotten away from their game plan, taking penalties that they really don't have to. There are good and bad penalties, and Lowell's taking a few bad ones tonight, and it's starting to catch up to them.
So the Bears will have a chance to really put some breathing room between themselves and the Chiefs now. 2-0 Maine with the lead on goals from Downey and Robitaille, and they have a power play chance here. Sean Walsh sends out Olson, Robitaille, and Tardif, and it is Pellerin and Imes on the point. Finally won by Maine. Scott Pellerin has it. Now Imes, the freshman from Minnesota. It never reaches the net. It banged around off a couple of skates in there. And finally it's cleared out of there by the Chiefs.
Sean Walsh uses Chris Imes a lot. He's a freshman and really played like a veteran all year.
Now Robitaille wants to start it up and leaves it for the defense to do. Now Pellerin will drive it in at center ice. Richards stops it, but it's ridden up there by Tardy for the moment. Now it's cleared out of there by Lowell. 2-0 Maine on the power play, almost intercepted by Stevens of the Chiefs, but here comes Tardif. Patrice Tardif tries to move in. O'Connell will send it outside the zone, and actually it winds up on the Maine bench, and so we'll have a face-off.
Well, they weren't really able to get anything set up, so Sean's going to get some new troops out there and see if they can get something set up in the zone. He's always teaching.
His record against Lowell, 14-9 over the years.
I think he's getting grayer by the year. You wouldn't think so with the victories he has.
Scott, we all are. Now Montgomery behind the net with Downey, and Roy is out there now on this power play, but Lowell gains control and will send it down the ice. 40 seconds left on this penalty to Smallwood. Let's see if this line clicks one more time. Here comes Roy. Gains the zone, busts in to the corner, still with the puck behind the net. Now it's Kearney and Montgomery. Jim back to Kearney, just moves it in, but on the play is Bazin, and he'll clear for the Chiefs. Maine changes again as this power play winds down. Now just 8 seconds left on the Smallwood penalty. The Bears with a 2-0 lead over the Chiefs. We've played 9 minutes here in this second period. Sulfide busts in for Maine behind the net, ridden off the play by the Chiefs, and it's cleared out of there, finally it is, by Mike Murray. Now Carter tried to move in, stopped there by Weinrich in front. Carter can't get a stick on it. Sulfide held that away, and back breaks Maine. This is Kearney, rushing defenseman, takes a look behind him, tries to go around a man, but doesn't. Now it's Tepper. He's working hard behind there. Man goes down on the play, and now he gets bumped to the boards by number 25, Mike Murray, and the Chiefs skated out. At center ice comes Murray. Shot sticked away by Snow, and Sulfide bangs it out of the zone. He's got Tepper. He'll tee it up, deflected wide of Richards. On it is Parson. Loses the edge on the skate and goes down, but now it's Weinrich. Tees it up in front. Knocked down by score! But they're not going to allow the goal. No goal. No goal. And Lowell players are unhappy right now because somebody went after their goalie, it looks like. And let's see what happens here. No goal, as it was hidden up high, I believe.
Oh, it was a high stick. Jason Weinrich gets a shot right on net. Martin Mercier pulls it down. It comes right back to him, and they pull it out of the air. Plus, Steve Tepper's in the crease. It's going to be interesting to see what the call is here. Little action after the whistle. Fitzgerald really didn't see it. Steve Tepper was getting mauled in front.
And Richards is furious. The goalie is furious. He wants at somebody. And now in the corner, Widmyer is going to go at it. Uh-oh.
Ref's trying to get in and control it a little bit.
It's Steve Widmyer, and I can't quite pick up the Lowell player.
Travis Tucker, they're into it a little bit.
And you don't see this much in college hockey because it means automatic disqualification. And they've got to be careful because there's some other things breaking out as well. Some other pushing and shoving besides the main event.
Well, these college linemen aren't used to breaking up fights like that.
So there's Steve Widmyer. He's done, and there's Travis Tucker. He's a freshman from Connecticut. He's 6'3", and Widmyer is 6'2".
It'll be interesting to see how Fitzy handles this one. He had his back to most of that action.
All right, let's see if we can pick up now what Fitzgerald decides to do. All right, Tucker's got to go along with Widmyer. They're out for this game, and they're out for the next game as well. And now let's listen to the referee, Jim Fitzgerald. And very interesting, because remember, there was a lot of action before the fight actually broke out.
Well, it all started with Steve Tepper getting mauled in front after that Richards save.
And Fitzgerald is talking to the linesmen right now. You see the Maine captains, Pellerin and Robitaille, along with the Lowell captains.
You can see how it started here on this shot, and they called back the goal. You can see Tepper get knocked into Richards, and Fitzgerald turns his back once he waves off the goal. And Tucker and Richards just more or less jump Tepper. It's one thing you'll see in the National Hockey League. The referee will skate backwards to the penalty box so he can see what's going to happen.
We also have 24 in the white, 3 in the blue. Okay. Line up, you're hitting after the whistle. 5-minute writing and a game disqualification.
So it sounded like at least, I think each player is going to get 2 plus 5 plus the game disqualification. Widmyer and Tucker will get at least that. All right, let's take a break in the action, and as they sort this out, the Bears have a 2-0 lead, and we'll return right after this brief timeout.
During the holidays, when you visit one of our stores, you enter a kaleidoscope of wooden color, texture, shape, and shadow. Everything you could imagine is here, from the functional to the whimsical, the fantastic to the practical. Come and experience all that Once a Tree has to offer. Gifts you won't find anywhere else for this Christmas. Discover a special place. Discover Once a Tree. Camden and Portland, Maine, and North Conway, New Hampshire.
Maine fans getting into a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting on Richards down on that end, and meanwhile, let's see if we can pick up the referee again. He's talking to Robitaille and Pellerin.
Well, Billy Riley has seen a few of those.
Billy Riley's father would be right at home here, too. He was a former referee posted anything on the board yet, and I don't know. I wonder, by the way, Maine is talking, if Maine's going to end up with a disadvantage here.
Sean's having a discussion. A lot of times the referee will go to the linesman because they saw what happened and the linesman will be involved.
Well, we know that Tucker and Widmyer are gone, and will at least, we heard a 2 and a 5 and a disqualification. But were there more penalties called?
Well, again, Fitzgerald had his back to the play, and Richards and Tucker were just mauling Steve Tepper.
Bill Riley's last visit to Alphron will be memorable. And now Brendan Flynn, who is the Lowell captain, and Scott Pellerin talk to Fitzgerald. They have yet to post him up on the board.
The referee should really skate backwards to the penalty box when they're going to make a call. That would there wouldn't be any questions asked.
Well, right now, the way Bill Riley looks and Sean Walsh, it looks like that they're both unhappy, which means that maybe it was a good call.
He's a happy fan.
I don't know about that.
Steve Tepper's made his way to the penalty box.
So Tepper, I assume Tepper's going to serve for Widmyer, and Hebert is going to serve, Ian Hebert is going to serve for Tucker. And now the PA announcer wants to talk to the referee again to make sure that he gets everything down right and get it up on the board right. And I don't blame him, because everybody wants to know here.
Meeting of the minds.
Well, I'm sure this is you just don't see that very often in college hockey now, and brings back some memories for you.
Well, I didn't want to. I was hoping you weren't going to say anything about that, but unfortunately, sometimes those things happen.
Well, our next television game comes your way on January 6th, a Sunday night. Miami of Ohio will be here at Alphond Arena to take on the Black Bears. That's Sunday, January 6th. We hope you can join us for that. Okay, apparently they are matching penalties. Now Carney breaks in for Maine. The shot sticked away by Richards. It's open in the corner. We're skating 4-on-4. Steve Widmyer. Both have 2 minutes. Ryder hitting after the whistle. A 5-minute fighting. And game disqualification for both players. As play goes on, they're making the announcements on the penalties. It's 4-on-4. Pellerin is out there with Robitaille and Carney and Straw from Maine. Pellerin is in the corner. Small word is working him against the boards. Robitaille joins in the fray, and finally the Chiefs gain control. It's Ablett, and he'll fire it around the dasher. We'll straighten out those penalties and give you the call here on the next whistle. We're halfway through this second period. Maine with the lead, 2-0. I don't know, the fight itself, would you have called it a draw? What did you think?
I'll give it to Steve Widmyer.
Why not? Now Rua, he'll tee it up, and it's stopped by Richards, and he makes yet another save. Now it's center ice. Maine on the attack, 4-on-4. Rua with Montgomery. Erickson takes him to the corner, and he goes down, and Shane Henry takes over. It's cleared to center ice and gets all the way down on Garth Snow. Now Mercier tips it ahead, but Maine wants to change, and they will. Now the penalties, the minor penalties are over, and in breaks Flynn. He'll stop, and they score! Brendan Flynn, the captain for the Lowell Chiefs comes back and gets one for them.
Well, Brendan Flynn and Chris Imes, they were both changing up, and Brendan Flynn saw the opening up the middle and just took off, and he had a nice pass, went in all alone on Garth, and Chris Imes just couldn't catch him. Get to take a look at it here.
All of a sudden, it's a 2-1 game.
Just picks up his own rebound and puts it in.
And for Brendan Flynn, it is his 8th goal of the year. He is the leading point man for them, and they've got another chance. It's stopped by Snow as Ian Hebert broke in. Now the Chiefs putting the pressure on. There's a shot that hit the side of the net. Murphy is working behind the net with Maine, trying to get that puck to an open corner. Weinrich has a collision there with a Chiefs player, and finally Maine clears the zone. Chiefs player is in there, but he's offside. He can't touch it. If he does, like that, we get a whistle. Hebert, I don't think, thought the puck went outside the zone, but it did. And all of a sudden, Alphond has grown very, very quiet.
It's amazing how a quick goal will do that to a crowd. Maine defensemen really have to concentrate with Lowell's speed. They like to break guys up the middle, and twice there, that's what happened to the Maine defense. They just let the guys go through. We'll see Steve Tepper showing a little pop. Maybe a little payback for getting mauled in front of the net.
All right, Maine with a lead, 2-1. Robitaille and Downey have scored for Maine. Flynn has scored for the Chiefs. Around the dasher it comes. Straub moves it back in deep, intercepted by Lowell. Out they break. Mike Murray dumps it in, but Brian Straub is there for Maine. Back now 5-on-5, and there's an icing call. And just to clear up everything on that fight situation and the penalty situation, it was indeed hitting after the whistle. 2-minute minors for both Tepper and Tucker, and then they got 5-minute major penalties for fighting, and both got game disqualifications. And there's Brendan Flynn, who is the chieftain. He is the captain of the Lowell Chiefs and their leading scorer this year.
Bill Riley telling me that he's a real leader off the ice as well as on the ice. Really keeps the young guys in line and makes sure the sticks are in the bus and the locker room is clean. And South Boston boy.
He's a Southie, right?
Yeah.
Face off. Loose puck. Ablett has it for the moment. Squirts back to Pensa. They'll fire it wide of Snow, who kind of guides it to the corner. Chris Imes is on it for Maine. Works it ahead to Eric Fenton at center ice. Tries to bust over a man. Mercier now moves in. Centering shot. Now to the corner it'll go. Mercier is there. Now Fenton. 2 men take at him. Fenton works hard to move it in there deeper, and they do. Now behind the net is Scott Wenham. Kept in by Imes. It's Wenham again. And he'll bring it to center ice. He's got Steve Ablett. He'll tee it up. Stopped by Snow and cleared off to the corner by Sofa. Right on net was Steve Ablett. Now Rua with Downey. He gains the zone and moves in. Stick handles nicely, waits for some support, and dumps it in deep. Now Rua intercepted behind there by Erickson. Now Scott Meehan, number 14. He's a sophomore from Walpole, Mass. Rags it up to center ice and dumps it in. 2-1. Maine has the lead. We've got 5.5 minutes left in this second period. We've had some great action, and we've had a fight tonight, which you don't often see in college hockey. And now Rua to Montgomery. Now it's cleared in. Pellerin is there, but intercepted by the Chiefs. Dave Gotti. He's got Shane Henry. His shot is knocked away by Garth Snow with the skate. And Pellerin tips it outside the zone. Now Murphy. He'll drive it in. Maine will change up on the blue line at least as Robitaille, Pellerin, and Tardif go after the puck. Now Tardif caroms it back to Straub. His shot never reaches the net. Now it's sticked away by Richards behind the net. Pellerin working hard, gains control. Tries to move it back to the point to Straub, and finally it does get there. Straub's little shot never reaches the net, but comes right back to him. Now Pellerin in front, Robitaille held on to by Richards. A break in the action. It's 2-1, Maine leading Lowell.
To look and ski your best this season, take the Alberg to the mountain. At the Alberg, you buy with confidence. The Alberg is authorized to sell and service all the top lines, including Rossignol, Solomon, K2, and Nordica. Buy from the people who have the training and experience to make sure the equipment is right for you. Plus, check out the hottest new ski wear from CB, Descente, and Obermeyer. Save on what's new with the buying power of 4 locations: Scarborough, Windham, Brunswick, and Guilford, New Hampshire. So this season,
Take Alberg to the mountain.
An opportunity for Lowell here. Steve Ablett, one of the most versatile players on Lowell, takes a blast, and Garth Snow comes up with the blocker save. Might have caught him off guard a little bit.
Ablett from another one of my favorite names, Ajax, Ontario. Randy Olson from Saskatoon. Maybe a little bit south of Saskatoon, I'm not sure of it. Now in breaks the Chiefs. It's O'Connell. Gets a shot off it way wide as he was being ridden off the play by the Maine defense. And all of a sudden the Chiefs have a little jumper. Look at the Lowell player in the Maine goal. Behind the net, there's a play. I can't believe that. The referee lets it go, and Maine breaks down the ice. Now it's cleared back out by Lowell, and O'Connell is onside. He'll break in, stopped by Snow, cleared to the corner. Now it's Steve Tepper with the puck. Ahead to Patrice Tardif. He'll break in with Olsen. Crisscrosses. Stops in front and is held on to by Mark Richards. I can't believe what went on behind the play.
Dan O'Connell had a rough shift. First he's with Garth Snow, 6'4" on top of him. And then Keith Carney, 6'3" laying on top of him.
There it is right there, what we're talking about.
You can see, though, Garth is, he could be asking for it a little bit. He's kind of holding him down, trying to get involved with the play. And then Dan O'Connell just says, I can't take it anymore. And
yeah, and you just saw the puck go behind the net. Play is on, and look what's going on.
See another nice save by Richards. Patrice Tardif with a nice shot. Richard hangs on, and he wants to get a break.
21 saves now for Richard. 21-10. Maine is out shooting the Chiefs. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left in this second period. It is 2-1 Maine. Tardif wins the draw, but it squirts over the blue line. Maine will have to get outside that zone. Ridden under there by the Chiefs. Carson with a shot. Goes wide of Snow, and on it is Murray. Now Daly. Maine skates out of there. Sulfide up the right side. He'll come 1-on-2. He'll fire a shot just wide of Mark Richards. Now a Maine player and 2 Lowell players go down behind the play, and Parsons comes out of there. He gains the blue line, shoots on, stopped by Snow. Rebound, cleared to the corner, and Maine will take over. Here comes Jean-Yves. Roy up the right side. He's flying. He's got Downey, but he couldn't quite tip it. He knew what he had in mind, but the puck just didn't get there and couldn't get a stick on it. It's icing on Lowell. Boy, you can see that Roy, Downey, and Montgomery just have a feel for each other.
Well, it happens. Every game you play together, you start to know where the other guy is going to be, both in the offensive and defensive zone. Here, Brian Downey knows Jean-Yves is breaking, and he's just going to try centering it across.
Now it is Montgomery taking the draw with Ablett. Won by Montgomery. Back it'll come. Weinrich drives it in deep. Behind the net it goes. Roy is there. Now Scott Wenham clears it to center ice. Now Downey, number 20. moving in with Roy and Montgomery, keeping the pressure on. Back it'll come. Weinrich's shot sticked away by Richards, but Downey is there for the rebound. Gains control. A one-timer from Weinrich, deflected in front and cleared out of there. No, it doesn't clear out of there. Good job by Murphy to keep it in. Richards plays it to the open board, but there's Roy. Who else? Now Downey behind the net, Montgomery, but Richards has it in his glove, and he will hang on. Big-time pressure from the line there.
Well, Bill Riley's got to get his team under control, because if they keep up the little stick work after the play, they're going to get some penalties, and then they'll have to face Maine's power play. Maine realizing that, playing heads up and relaxing. They always let the visitors get emotional. When they get emotional, they usually make mistakes.
Jean-Yves Roy is a victim of a lot of that stick work, because he's the marked man. He's the high publicity guy for Maine, and he has to be very disciplined, and he knows it, and he works very, very hard on that. Now Gotti moves it in. Snow plays it off the board to Pellerin. Nice stick work there by Gar Snow. Ahead is Tardif. Patrice loses the puck. Gotti flips it. Open wing. Flynn was not there. At center ice, Carney wants to make something happen along with Ryan Stride. We're down to 1:20 in the second period. Robitaille centered the pass to Pellerin. Couldn't quite get to it. Puck remains in the zone, however, but carried out of there by the Chiefs. Gotti gains control of the puck, moves in, and is stopped by Gar Snow, as Gotti almost pushed that ahead with his glove as much as anything, I think. And here comes Carney. 2-on-2 with Pellerin. They crisscross. Pellerin, it's in his skates, centering pass. Loose in front. There's Carney trying to get a shot on. Ridden out of there by the Chiefs. Normand Bazin will clear it away. And we're under a minute here in the second period, and we've got an icing call. Well, it has been an interesting second period of play, and as much as anything, I think that little fisticuff, I don't know, it kind of changed the whole atmosphere in here. Everything was going Maine's way. And not that it isn't at this moment, but it kind of changed the atmosphere a little in here. Do you think?
Yeah, it surprises everybody a little bit, because you're not supposed to fight in college hockey, and you see a fight and people think about it a little bit. You just have to put it out of your mind and continue doing the things that got you there. Got you the 2-0 lead, and hopefully things will work out.
We are now down to 30 seconds left in this second period of play. Don Parsons at center ice fires it in the zone. Snow stops it for Tony Link. Himes is on it now for Maine. Ahead, Martin Mercier. He picks up Randy Olson and Steve Tepper. Olson tries to move in. Now Mercier. He's ridden off the play by Parsons, but around behind the net is Tepper. In front, trying to clear it, and is tipped up. And the buzzer sounds. And a very interesting second period comes to an end. And Garth Snow skates off with a 2-0 lead.
17 blue.
17 blue. You just hear that as a penalty is coming up on the Lowell Chiefs. As we start the period, Danny O'Connell, it looks like, is going to get a penalty as we begin the third period. All right, for now, it's 2-1. The Bears leading the Chiefs after 2.
You work hard for your money, so make your money work hard for you. Shop Levinsky's. Once again this year, we went to the mall and compared. You'd pay $42 for these Levi Dockers at the mall. $20 more than here at Levinsky's. And this Columbia ski jacket is $30 less at Levinsky's. Once you've compared, you'll see your money works harder at Levinsky's.
You'll love looking good the Levinsky's way.
Sometimes life's pressures seem overwhelming. Sometimes life's pressures are overwhelming. if you are hungry, if you are homeless, if you just need someone to help you, Ingraham volunteers are there. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Call 774-HELP anytime.
Now this is one relationship assignment I can really write about. I've known this person since she was born. My little sister. At first she cried and slept all the time. I have to say she was funny looking and made a lot of noise. That's okay. Well, she turned out to be a pretty good kid. So if you have a little brother or sister, give them some time. They could end up being your friend like mine.
Save $50 to $150 during the Posturepedic closeout sale at Classic Mattress. Lowest prices plus free sheets, pad, and pillows at Classic Mattress, Route 1, Scarborough.
Talk about that second period. Surprised at all by some of the action in that second period?
Not really. I mean, you know, we were frustrated from last night, and you know, we just want to come out and hit and play physical and you know, knock some people around. Hopefully the puck will bounce loose. You know, and it happened there. We got one there, and you know, it gets the team going too. What Wids did. So
yeah. Talk about coming in as a freshman goaltender. How difficult was it for you being a freshman and being thrust into that starting role?
I don't think it was that bad. You know, Coach told me over the summer, you know, that I'd be playing, splitting with Maddie, and then Maddie left. So, you know, I was up to it. You know, I thought it was going to be a challenge. So, you know, I thought it would be fun. So it's going all right so far.
Yeah, both you and Garth were pretty much new to the job. Garth only played a few games before this season. But talk about the competition. Was there any kind of even good-natured competition between you guys early on?
Yeah, I think so. We're having, you know, we have fun in practice, but there's also competition. We help each other when we can, you know, and just do the best we can. You know, we point things out to each other, and you know, just so each other can play as well as we can during the game. So.
Yeah. You've kept Maine in a lot of games early on this season. Was last night a case, do you think, of your guys relying too much on you to make the big stop?
No, I don't think so. You know, it's just one of those nights where you come out and you know, nothing goes right. You know, they bang one off the post, goals get called back. You know, it's just one of those nights where you know, everything went wrong, and you know, we want to bounce back tonight and get on a roll again.
Okay. Did you lose it? Hello.
All he said was, the diamond came from Cross Jewelers. And then look what happened. I got it at Cross Jewelers. That's all he said. Honest. He went on to say, just 'cause I love you. And by the way, I got it at Cross Jewelers. Of course, when you get right down to it, that's all you really ever have to say, isn't it? The diamond came from Cross Jewelers.
Holidays. Bah humbug, I can't find anything for anyone. What's this place? Whip and Spoon. Why is everyone so happy? Hey, the Martins would love some gourmet coffee. Oh, Betty'd love those knives. All this cookware perfect for the Wilsons. A Cuisinart food processor for Mom. Gift baskets, wines, cheeses, pâtés, candy, great values. That takes care of everyone. Oh, I love the holidays.
The Whip and Spoon in the Old Port and Mallside, South Portland. Open 7 days a week.
Before you buy a living room set, a recliner, a dining room set, or a mattress, before you buy a new color TV, hi-fi, VCR, or camcorder, call 1-800-556-0002. Frank Parmelos, you'll get free expert and friendly advice, and our low prices will save you a lot of your hard-earned dollars before you buy. Call 1-800-556-0002 and save. Frank Parmelos, corner of Bridge and State Streets, Augusta.
East playoff MVP. Now Beers is making his way in the professional ranks. Last spring, Beers seemed to have achieved the pinnacle of success when he was playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs with the Boston Bruins. But an injury sidetracked his plans. Today, Beers is back playing with the Maine Mariners, working to get back to the NHL.
Hockey is a game of speed, finesse, and precision.
Trying to move right in.
But it's also a game which can be punishing and physical. Injuries are part of the sport, and one player's misfortune can mean another player's opportunity. No one knows this more than Bob Beers.
Throwing punches when Beers is down on his back.
You don't want to root for anybody to go down and, for an injury, of course, and it's kind of a friendly competition. It's nobody dislikes each other, nobody resents each other. Everybody's goal down here is to make the NHL, and I'm no different, and, if the time comes, then so be it.
Last spring, the Boston Bruins were entering the playoffs with some injuries on defense. The call went out to the Maine Mariners, and Beers was in a Bruins uniform the next day.
There were a couple of injuries, and that enabled me to go up and play a game. I played fairly well in that game, showed them that I could, probably do the job. They gained a little bit more confidence in me by seeing that, and like you said, it was a crucial time, so there was a little bit of pressure, but the guys were really good to me, and the coaches were really good to me. I just tried to keep it real simple, the things that I did up there, and fortunately it worked out.
Along the line, right in. Score! Bob Beers!
Hartford was up 5-2 going into the third period, and they would have won that game. It would have been 3-1 in games to Hartford, so it was a real pivotal game. We ended up coming back in the third period, and I had played pretty well, and from there we went on to win the series. So that was a really, really big game. We went back to Boston and ended up winning it. So that was my first and only goal up there, and definitely I'll remember that for a long time.
Beers' goal helped spark the Bruins to that thrilling come-from-behind win, and things were looking good as the Bees eliminated the Whalers. The Washington Caps were next, and the Bruins were up 3-0 and headed for a sweep. But one play would keep Bob Beers from playing in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Maybe 5-10 minutes into the second period, and I was just coming out of my own zone, and I made the pass, and as I made the pass, the guy was coming at me, and I tried to get out of his way, and him trying to get a piece of me, he stuck out his leg, and it's something that happens a lot in a game. You'll see it happen a couple times, and this one just kind of went wrong, and I had all my weight on one leg, and the leg snapped in half. So, it was pretty tough to swallow at the time, but as time went on, I learned to be patient and wait for this year.
Five guys in the attack, you're going to counter back 5-on-2.
2 weeks ago, Beers rejoined the Maine Mariners and began the long, hard road back to the NHL.
There's a lot of weight bearing on that, on a leg, and you lose a lot of muscle in the leg, and you lose a lot of foot quickness, and I think it's, pretty close to 100%. Maybe a little lack of muscle still, but not much. I worked real hard, and especially these past few weeks, playing in games helps you get into game shape, and it's been the last 2 or 3 games I've played more and more, and my confidence seems to be coming back, and it's something where you have to completely reprove yourself to them, to Boston, and so that they have confidence in you if they do want to call you up again.
But for now, Beers endures the rigors of the American Hockey League. He rides the buses from New Haven to Moncton, waiting for another chance. But like so many other hockey players, he wouldn't have it any other way.
I've enjoyed it since I was probably 6 years old. I've loved to watch it on TV as growing up. I listened to it on the radio if I couldn't watch it on TV. I've always been around it year-round. I gave up other sports in high school for hockey. It's just love the sport, and you hear it a lot. If you had to play for free, you would. Well, it gets a little different up here. You've got to live a little bit, but certainly, that's not number one reason for playing the game. The number one reason is definitely for the love of the sport.
That hard work appears to have paid off. Beers is in a Bruins uniform tonight on the Forum ice against the Montreal Canadiens. 2 periods complete here at the Alfond Arena. The Black Bears up 2-1. Dale and Scott will return with second period highlights after this.
You heard it last year on Six Alive. Now, backed by popular demand, is Six Alive's main Christmas song. You can pick up this great stocking stuffer today at participating Shaw's and Laverdier stores in Maine and New Hampshire. Maine's very own Christmas carol is sung by Melinda Liberty, with a very special introduction by the late Gary Merrill.
Shared by all. Time has passed.
much has changed, but there is still a small corner of the earth where old values have not been lost, where neighbors still share with neighbors, and children still believe that to give is greater than to receive.
Supplies are limited, so buy now and share this unique Maine Christmas carol with your friends and family who love Maine.
There's still meaning in the magic of Christmas.
Tapes are on sale now at Shaw's, Laverdier's, or any other music or gift store that has this poster displayed. For just $3.99 plus tax, you can buy Maine's only Christmas carol. Or you may call or write for your Maine Christmas carol. Call Maine Line Products at 207-824-2522. Or send a check or money order to Box 365 CF, Bethel, Maine 04217. The price for mail orders is $3.99 plus $1.20 shipping, handling, and tax.
From her mountains to her great Atlantic shore.
All right, the Bears lead the Chiefs 2-1 after 2 periods of play. What an interesting second period of play.
Well, we had it all. We had some goals, a little extra action.
Well, as we started play in the second period, it was 1-0 Maine. The Bears then made it a 2-0 score on a Brian Downey goal. It was the line of Montgomery, Roy, and Downey one more time.
Well, Jimmy Montgomery makes a great play, individual effort, and he knows Brian Downey's going to be right off to the side and doesn't even look. Slides right down to Brian, and it's a 4-by-6.
And for Downey, it is goal number 6 of the year, and give the assists to Montgomery and Roy. Then it was Brendan Flynn who quickly made it 2-1.
Well, Brendan Flynn picks up his own rebound and just puts it in. Chris Imes trying to catch him, and he just can't get to him.
For Flynn, that was goal number 8 on the year for him. He leads the Chiefs in scoring with 18 points. Some of the other numbers from the second period, you can see by the quality of shots and by the simple number of shots that Maine seems to have the edge. The overall count is 21-10 after 2 periods of play, and so Maine does seem to control the puck most of the time, particularly with that number 1 line.
Well, Mike Downey said that the fight maybe helped him out a little bit and got him back into the game, but I think it also helped Lowell out.
I agree.
Lowell turned it on a little bit at the 10-minute mark right after all the excitement, and Maine's got to maintain their game plan and stick to it. And
looking at the numbers, that fight came at the 9:48 mark. Flynn's goal came at the 11:47 mark, so about 2 minutes later, Lowell got that first goal, and so that's where we stand after 2 periods of play. It's 2-1.
When you play on the road, you always want to keep the game as close as possible going into the third period. Lowell did that last night and was able to win the game. Tonight, the shoe's on the other foot. Maine is at home. They got a 1-goal lead, and comes down to a 20-minute hockey game.
But I would think no matter what, the Lowell people, Bill Riley and Bruce Crowder, have to feel very, very happy. I mean, this was a team that was struggling. A 3-7 record. Maine was number 2 in the country, and no matter what happens here in the second period, they won last night, and they really fought Maine hard. Lowell may have a little bit to say here in Hockey East this year.
Well, you know, there was no pressure on Lowell coming in here. They just had to come in here and play as hard as they could, stick to their game plan, and hopefully get 2 points. Well, they got their 2 points, and they're not going to change their game plan. They got away from it a little bit by taking some penalties, but more or less they've been playing just freelance hockey and going after them. No pressure on Lowell.
Well, speaking of penalties, as we mentioned, as we headed out of that second period, I'm quite sure that number 17, Dan O'Connell, in fact, I'm positive of it because they just put it up on the board. Dan O'Connell, number 17, will start the start this third period rather in the box. The call was high stick. The last penalty of the period was a slashing call, and Bill Riley was not happy as he walked off the ice in that second period. In fact, he banged a pane of glass as he walked off the ice. Well, he came right at that very last second as the buzzer went on.
O'Connell's been going at it a little bit with Garth Snow, and they've been sticking each other and rubbing each other out a little bit, and I think the frustration level just got to him, and he took a stupid penalty right at the end of the game, or right at the end of the second period, And Bill Riley wasn't happy with what he did or, you know, the officiating itself.
And so Maine begins this third period with the power play. Downey, Montgomery, and Roy, along with Straub and Carney. Straub can't quite keep it in the zone, so Maine will have to clear that zone and regroup. In it comes to Downey. Against Parsons. Now Montgomery and Flynn. He'll clear the zone. Straub will go back to get it. Opening moments here in period 3. Maine 2, Lowell 1. Carney ahead to Downey. He'll stop and get everybody in there, and Carney holds along the line. Now Montgomery and Carney one more time. Straub works it to Roy. In centering pass to Montgomery, never really got the shot off, and Lowell will try to change lines. Roy moves in front, and the net comes dislodged as Montgomery winds up in it.
Jimmy Montgomery going hard to the net. Lowell's not going to let Maine get around it. That's Steve Albert again in the play. Pulls Jimmy down, and he slides in and visits Mr. Richards.
Tell you something about that Ablett. He's a tough cookie. He's a former Golden Gloves boxer, and he kind of plays like that, doesn't he? He's a toughie. And
he's got 5 goals, 11 points for 16 points on the year.
And there's Jim Montgomery, one of the outstanding players for the Maine Black Bears, the sophomore from Montreal. He already has, well, he had 25 points coming into the game, and he's got an assist tonight. He's got a goal tonight. And he's one of the leaders in plus-minus as well. In fact, here it is, Montgomery at +9. Matt Martin, that's one thing we should mention. He was leading the team in plus-minus. The freshman defenseman, he's out with mononucleosis.
Hopefully they'll get him back in a couple weeks here.
They said he would be out at least 3 weeks, and I think this is the 3rd week. And so we'll see about him. But he was playing outstanding hockey, a freshman, and we know he'll be back at some point. All right, Maine on the power play still. 59 seconds left. Olsen, Tardif, and Robitaille with Pellerin and Imes. There's Imes, sticked away nicely by Mark Richards, the Lowell goalie. Garth Snow remains in net for the Black Bears as they take a 2-1 lead. Now Scott Pellerin will take it back behind his own net and get things cranked up on this Maine power play. Pellerin moves in, will just fire it in the zone, and 3 players go after it. Imes does a nice job to keep it in. Finally, it's gotten out of there by Murray, Mike Murray of the Lowell Chiefs. Moved right back in now by Maine. Robitaille is after it. Olsen on it. Randy holds, spins, wanted to work it back to Imes and never did it. The Chiefs break that up. And the penalty is just about over to Dan O'Connell. Now Meehan at center, knocks it in the zone. No icing call. The penalty was still in effect for another second. Now it is off, and it's back 5-on-5. Now the Chiefs intercept. In comes a shot and a score! Dan O'Connell out of the box and in the net. And all of a sudden it is very
17.
quiet here at Alphon, and it's a 2-2 game.
Well, Dan O'Connell had his chance to get a little payback at Garth Snow, and he beat him on the stick side with a nice low shot. Kind of caught Garth off guard a little bit. He's got all kinds of time, and he just lets a nice quick slapper go.
And the way Bill Riley reacted after that penalty, he's saying justice is served. Most of the fans here at Alphon do not think so, because it's now a 2-2 game. And the Chiefs have given the Bears a true fight here at Alphon this weekend. For O'Connell, it is his 3rd goal of the year, his 5th point of the year. He is not a high scorer by any stretch of the imagination, but he got a timely one. Now Mercier trying to work in. Fenton is there. Shot stopped by Richards as Eric Fenton was firing from point-blank range. Now Selfby is down on the ice. The Chiefs will clear to center. Hebert. Now Murray couldn't go around a man, and Maine will take over. We've played almost 3 minutes here in period 2. 2-2 is the score. Now it's Lowell. You can see they've got to jump to their walk now and putting on some offense, but Maine breaks out. Mercier loses the puck. Maine's top line comes out there now as soon as Mercier gets off, and so Roy, Downey, and Montgomery come out there. But it's the Chiefs on the attack. Smallwood drives it into the opening corner, and it's tipped out of there by Maine, and that'll be an offside call if anybody from the Chiefs touch it. Now they come out and tag up. Now Downey. Intercepted nicely by Parsons. Boy, he's rock solid on that blue line, isn't he, Don Parsons? Carney with it for the Bears. 2-2 the score. We've played 4 minutes here in period 2. Remember, Lowell won last night 5-4. Out breaks the Chiefs. Bazin with Pensa. Drops it for Pensa, but he couldn't reach it. Maine back with Downey. He tries to reach Carney and does. Keith whines, waits for some more help. With it still, maneuvering, goes in deep to the corner. Penalty coming up on Lowell. Fenton with the puck, and here's the call.
Ryan Downey's going to go off for a cross check.
I think we're going to have
Brian and Scott Weeham in front were having a little...
Okay. I thought perhaps maybe he was going to give matching penalties, but no.
Well, Brian likes to hang out on the side of the net, and Scott Winham wasn't going to let him come in there, and Brian gave him a little stick.
And so the penalty to Downey comes at the 15:37 mark, and the call is holding on Downey. Now in breaks Maine. There's a rebound by Robitaille that he can't quite get it on net. First shot by Pellerin. Now Gotti tries to move in. Imes takes him down, and Robitaille takes over. He'll just flip it up and into the crowd. Section C, row 8. Well, all of a sudden, this game takes on a whole new complexion as the Bears are not only finding themselves in a tie with the Chiefs, but they've got to kill off a penalty. And for the moment, Sean Walsh sends out Pellerin and Robitaille along with Carney and Straub. Henry, Gotti, and Flynn along with Ablett and Parsons for the Chiefs. Walsh changes up one more time, sends out Sulfy and Montgomery. Check that, Roy and Montgomery. Puck squirts down on Richards as Downey's penalty now a minute and a half left to go in that one. 2-2 the score, and here come the Chiefs trying to make something happen with a man advantage. Gotti drives it in deep. O'Connell is there. Around the dasher it goes. Henry tries to work it back to the point, but it jumps down all the way down to Richards. He'll speed it ahead to Brendan Flynn, the captain, and he'll leave it for Ablett. And now the Chiefs change it. Kept in for the moment, now tipped out by Maine. Maine almost had a 2-on-1 break there. Carney just drives it in and forces Richards to play it. 2-2 the score. 14-17 left in period number 3. In breaks Jerry Daly, and Murphy is on it. Around the dasher, he'll send it, but Parsons moves up to keep it in. Now he'll fire it to the open corner, and now Smallwood. Ahead to Daly. Murphy rides him off the play, and it's finally cleared out of the zone. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Downey. Daly rides it in. 3 Maine players say, you're going no further, and they break out. Here comes Pellerin, up the left side. Nice play by Parsons. Oh, wow. And on the collision, both Pellerin and Richards are down. A break in the action. It's Maine 2, Lowell 2.
Retail toys are fun, you see. Now you can get them so easily with toy money. With Christmas near, toy money. Cut here and here. On Coca-Cola, Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. Toy money.
Look for Toy Money coupons on specially marked packages of Coca-Cola Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite. You'll save $1, $2, up to $7 instantly on select Mattel toys.
Toy money. Toy money.
Scotty Pellerin and makes a great play. Pellerin and Richards have a little collision. Again, breakaway nets. Probably saved the shoulder.
Bill Riley was furious there, but I don't think Pellerin didn't do anything wrong there. Riley was up on the bench hollering at the referee, but hey, it was just a momentum play. Now Fenton behind the net. Olsen, wrap around in front. Fenton couldn't get it back. Oh, they almost worked the give-and-go play. Now Carter fires it on. Snow is there to tip it to the corner, and Keith Carney takes over for Maine. Fenton is out there with Tepper and Olsen. Here comes Randy, but that's offside.
Steve Tepper got a skate across the blue line there.
Boy, that's a pretty big line. Randy Olsen's a pretty big guy, not that tall, but Widmyer, Fenton is 6'2", Tepper 6'4". Got word, was that a final? New Hampshire just beat Boston College. Well, that's what the crowd was going crazy over, and the crowd knows. I think that's BC's first loss in the league.
One of many for New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is right here next Tuesday night at Alfond Arena, and the Bears are going to be well aware. I think New Hampshire's, what, 11-3 now? 12-3, I think. Right now, the Bears have their hands full with Lowell. 2-2, and in comes Tardif, trying to get a shot off, but never really does. Ridden to the boards nicely by the Lowell Chiefs' Tim Smallwood. Now it's Gotti who will just fire it to the open wing and chase after it, but Imes is there first for Maine. The freshman from Minnesota fires it up. In the zone, it'll go. Kept in? No, it goes out. The linesman was right there and says, it jumped out.
Brian Downey with a nice goal tonight.
And that third period penalty did not hurt, as it turns out. 2-2 the score. Manotick Station, Ontario. Brian Downey, he scored, 230-some points in 1 year in junior hockey. And his line mate was Jim Montgomery. So no wonder why they really clicked together on the line, huh?
Played a few games together.
He had a knee injury last year, and that's what's kind of slowed him down last year. They thought he was going to be an impact freshman. He certainly has been an impact sophomore this year. The net for the Chiefs, clears it outside the zone. Imes moves it right back in, and here's Pellerin. His shot goes just wide. Oh, he had that corner picked out and just couldn't get it by him. Now it is shot on by Link and is held on to by Richard. A little flip shot from Tony Link, and that turned out to be oh so dangerous.
Martin Robitaille with a heads-up play. He can see the whole ice, and he sees Tony Link standing out there on the point all alone, and gives him a nice tape-to-tape pass, and Link just puts a nice wrister on net. Richards has to come up with the save. We'll see the shot from Scott Pellerin. Just missed that lower corner. Deflected off by Richards, and then you'll see just a quick shot off by Tony Link. Richard again has to come up with a save. Very impressed with Lowell's goaltenders this weekend.
Yes. Rollison is a freshman, and Richards a junior tonight. Now Carter moves in. They wave off icing. Straub and Carter go hard to the boards. Now Carney takes a hit from O'Connell, and there are 4 players jamming behind that net. Now Tepper moves it out to Mercier, who gets it to center ice. And Smallwood tries to bang it back in, and here comes the Chiefs. There's a shot, goes wide by Dave Stevens, kept in though by O'Connell. Stevens tries to work a spin move against Straub. He pins him to the boards, and Maine takes over. This is Kent Sulfide. He'll drive it in. Maine will change up. 11 minutes left in period number 3. It's Maine 2. It's Lowell 2. Olsen almost had an intercept there for Maine, but in breaks O'Connell. His shot on stopped by Snow, and he holds on. That was a seemingly innocent play, but Snow had to be quick there.
Jason Weinrich, the younger brother of Eric Weinrich, now playing for the New Jersey Devils. Here we can see the play develop a little bit, and just a quick slapper, and Garthers covers up. Get a little break in the action.
There's Garth Snow, who sat out last year with an injured wrist. Played at Mount St. Charles Prep. Was a teammate of Keith Carney in Rhode Island.
Also the home of the Capuano brothers. Some
Yes.
Maine fans may remember. David now with, actually David and Jack with Vancouver.
Yes.
Vancouver Canucks.
You were talking about Eric Weinrich. Sean Wall said on Friday afternoon that he understands that Eric is number 2 in the NHL now in plus minus. So that's quite something for Eric.
Eric played 1 year in the American Hockey League and was the Rookie of the Year. And things are working out well for him. Dave Nonis also is with Vancouver Canucks in the management, the assistant coach from last year and a player.
Good friend of yours.
Old roommate.
Now it's center ice. Wenham drives it in, but he's offside as Hebert, I think it was, 27, was just in ahead of the play. It looked like they were going to have a little break in, but no way, says the lineman. 2-2 the score. The Chiefs with goals from Brendan Flynn and from O'Connell. And the Bears have goals from Brian Downey and Martin Robitaille. And you can see some of the fans at Alfond on pins and needles here right at the moment with the score.
25-15. It's come down to a 10-minute hockey game. 10 minutes left here in the third period.
You can see the fans, they're very serious, aren't they? They know this has been a very tough weekend. I don't think anybody would have predicted this. Last night's 5-4 Lowell win and a 2-2 score right now, but the Chiefs have dug in and they've played the Bears toe-to-toe all weekend long. Here come the Bears with Roy, Downey, and Olsen, but that's icing as the Bears couldn't get to it. And Mark Richards, the junior goalie for the Chiefs, continue to be the storyline. 2-2 our score. We'll come back right after this.
Freeport is the place for Christmas stocking. Come to Freeport for specialty shops and outlets, big names and great little finds. You'll find friendly, helpful people, country inns and restaurants, and holiday events, all in a festive Christmas village filled with wonderful gifts for everyone on your list, for every budget, too. Our Christmas gift to you, lots of easy parking with shopping till 9, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and special elf help weekends with many stores open till midnight. Do your Christmas stocking in Freeport.
All right, back at Alfond Arena, I'm Dale Duff, along with former Maine defenseman and former pro defenseman Scott Smith at Alfond Arena, where it's 2-2, and it is gut check time for both of these teams now. As Scott mentioned a moment ago, it's a 10-minute game, and let's see, who knows, that next goal probably can win this game. It's been that kind of series. Roy with Robitaille breaking in, making a move, but could never really get the shot off as Wentham took him to the corner. Now he centers it with Pellerin. Pellerin trying to make some moves behind the net. Chases down that loose puck. Back to the point it comes with Straub. Pellerin moves it in deeper. Now the Chiefs finally clear it out of there. Pellerin, Robitaille, and Hua. And now Pellerin comes off. Downey comes on. Here comes Downey, moving in with Hua in front. Oh! He couldn't get the stick to it. He had some open net there. Now Erickson loses control. There's a shot on, stopped by Richards, and cleared out of there. Oh, he has come up big tonight. Mark Richards, and is driven in by the Chiefs, and they want to change. 25 shots on net now for the Bears, and here comes Patrice Tardif. He's flying in, shot, stop, rebound, loose, and we think he held on, and yes, he did. What a pileup in front. The most important thing for Lowell, though, it did not get across that line.
Brian Downey having about 3 or 4 great opportunities here. He follows up on Tardif's shot on net and just couldn't tuck it away. We'll see both flurries here. See Jimmy Montgomery and Brian Downey battling right at the top of the circle and getting some action in front. There's the shot.
Leg save by Richards.
And we come back, and Tardif, nice shot on net. There's the rebound, and Brian Downey again. Johnny on the spot trying to pump that in, and Richard with great concentration. Mark Richards is just playing out of his mind.
I'd like to know, after seeing him play tonight, how does he have a 5.46 goals against average for the year? Where did he give up the goals? You'd never know it tonight. Now Alphon comes alive. Lowell clears the zone, and Link takes over, though, for Maine. Now Mercier. His stick is being held onto by Greg Carter, but at center ice, Tepper can't move. Sulfy does. He makes a move and moves in. His shot stopped by Richards, and he holds on one more time. Steve Tepper was getting pinned to the net by a couple of Lowell players.
He's a former linebacker for the Maine football team. He doesn't mind that action. Here we can see the good effort by Ken Sulfide right on net. Richard just hangs on. And then you can see Steve Tepper coming in looking for a little action.
O'Connell is there along with, I think it was Erickson. We're going to have some penalties. This is one of the things that they say in Hockey East they were going to try to clean up this year. A lot of that extra hitting after the whistle. They said they were going to make a major effort and call penalties, and that's exactly what we're going to have here.
Don Parson going to take a seat with Mr. Tepper.
So it was Parsons and O'Connell. I think either one of them could have gotten the whistle there. So Parsons gets it. Tepper goes off, and Mark Richards takes a drink of water, and he deserves it.
Dan O'Connell, again, he's right in the middle of the action and sneaks out of there.
And Sean Wall says, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll take a drink, too. Boy, this has been a very interesting weekend here at Alphon. 8:08 left in this third period. The draw comes back to Straub, and now Carney. And it'll go to Montgomery. He tries to get it back to Carney and does. He'll just fire it in around the dasher. Behind the net, Richard stops it and then fires it around. Flynn tips it out. Now Shane Henry on the rush. He'll move in from a sharp angle. His shot never reaches him. A man down for Lowell, and we've got a whistle. A player down on the ice, and I think
Steve Ablett.
I did not see what happened there. It was away from the puck.
Him and Jim Montgomery collided at center ice, and Well, they got the wind knocked out of them a little bit.
I got to check the schedule again. I don't think these teams meet again this season here in the regular season, do they? No.
Coach O'Reilly pondering.
Really a good thing.
One of his leaders.
Yeah, we've been talking about Steve Ablett. He's one of the senior players. Lowell only has three seniors on the team, and he's one of them. Well, one of their leaders.
He plays defense on the power play, and he plays defense penalty killing, and he's also a winger.
Flynn and Ablett, two of the seniors right there. And I don't know what happened, but there will be no penalty on the situation, so it'll remain a 4-on-4 situation as you get a good look at Steve Ablett from Ajax, Ontario. 16 points on the year. Oh, those producers, huh? Witty. Very good. Was that Paul or Tim there in the air? A clean town, Ajax. Okay, here's Montgomery moving in. Across it'll come to Straub. Downey in front, score!
We will see on the replay, Brian Downey just throws it in front, and it looked like it went off Scott Wyndham's skate, the Lowell defenseman. We'll get a better look here. Just throws it to the front. Yep, went off Scott Wyndham's skate. Right through the 5-hole.
So Brian Downey lights it up again, his second goal of the year. Give him 7 for the year, second goal of the game. Well, Montgomery, they're saying. Closer to the puck, I guess, right? Give Carney and Downey assists. And now the Bears are really hitting. You hear some of the work. You can see that they've got a little life back, and Alphon is really jumping now. Wentham around the net, trying to clear the zone, and does, and Imes quickly fires it right back in. 3-2, the Bears have the lead with just under 7 minutes to go in the game. Now, here comes Scott Wentham at center ice. Lowell changes up, so he found himself with no support, so he just dumps it in. Now it's Tim Smallwood firing in, but Straub is there to take over. Maine changed up as well. Still 4-on-4 for just a few more seconds on those matching penalties to Parsons and Tepper. So that goal came on a 4-on-4 situation. Pellerin drives it in. Fenton goes after it. Eric goes down along with Parsons, and we've got a whistle.
Well, the puck got caught up in the netting above the glass.
And I guess Montgomery gets credit for the goal. He was
coming across in front, and Scott Wyndham, the Lowell defense, was picking him up, so maybe Fitzy thought it went off.
Perhaps they might change that one then at some point, or...
Well, they don't have the use of replay, Dale, like the National Football League, so...
Well, regardless, it is a Maine goal, and it's a 3-2 Black Bears lead. 6:07 left in this game. The Bears desperately trying to pick up a couple of very valuable Hockey East points. And there's an icing call on Lowell. And keep in mind that New Hampshire has already beaten BC tonight, and BC has been heading the pack in Hockey East so far, so if you're a Maine fan, of course you want BC to go down, although New Hampshire is going to be some tough when they come in here Tuesday night.
And the Wildcats love to come to Maine.
Yeah.
It's always great games when New Hampshire comes to town, much like Lowell.
Now Imes moves it in, but some Maine players in the zone. They tag up and go back after it. Now Jason Weinrich, or Tony Link rather, excuse me, number 5. Montgomery is with it. Good move to get around Smallwood. He centers the puck, but Downey couldn't get control of it, and Chiefs come back. Dave Gotti wants to go around Imes, and Chris Imes says no way. Now it's knocked out of the zone, and the Bears take over. Tardif drives it in, and Maine will make some quick changes here. 5:22 left in this third period. The Bears with a 1-goal lead. Weinrich takes his man Carter down, and the Bears take over play. This is Kent Sulfide. Martin Mercier drives it in. Tepper and Sulfide go after it. Tepper can't keep it in. Now Tepper moving in. Erickson takes him down. He goes down, but gets the puck over the blue line. Now Walsh has got Murphy and Straub out there. He's making quick changes now. And that's a whistle. And watch out, we may have some more stuff after the whistle here.
Steve Tepper going to get 2 minutes for boarding, I assume.
White.
Hitting after the whistle.
Well, as we told you, that was one of the points of emphasis this year with the Hockey East referees, and he is off for 2 minutes. And the face-off is going to come down in the main zone right to the right of Garceau. I guess it was an icing call.
We can see the hit.
I guess the reason why it was after the whistle is because it was an icing call right after the puck touched the line. So we've got a timeout. Maine or Lowell took a timeout, and so we will take one as well. 4:41 left in the game. It's 3-2 Maine over Lowell.
Everything that Christmas was, is at Peterson & Company, 541 Congress Street, in town, Portland.
They can't clear the zone. Roy's turnaround shot is tricky in front. Pellerin is there. Robitaille in front. Score!
University of Maine Hockey on 6 Alive is brought to you by Coke. Coca-Cola bottlers of northern New England.
Well, each team can take an opportunity to have one timeout per game, and this time Bill Riley and Bruce Crowder decided to take a timeout.
Trying to develop some strategy to come back here, tie this game up.
Hey, there's a familiar face, Carl Smith. Smitty. Carl Smith, all right. Yeah, he had a bad year, only gained about 900 yards this year.
Great athlete.
He really is, isn't he?
Very enjoyable to watch.
He either had recently or is going to have an audience at the Blaine House because of his work with the asthma folks. He, of course, has asthma and has gone around to a lot of schools in the state of Maine to talk to kids about asthma and coping with it. And for his efforts, he's going to have a Blaine House visit, or else he already had one at least. And he's a hockey fan, too. How about that? 4.5 minutes left in this game, and the Bears have a 1-goal lead, but they've got to kill off a penalty. Brendan Flynn sends it around the dasher. Henry is there. Behind the net now, O'Connell, but Carney is there. Ablett cannot keep it in. Good job by Pellerin to squeak it out of there.
Maine's got to force Lowell to dump that puck.
Very key point in this contest. The Bears trying to kill off this penalty. Roy can't get it out of there. Henry keeps it in. In front now, Murphy sends it down the ice. 1:05 left in the penalty to Tepper. Now Brendan Flynn moves in. Gotti flipped out of there now by Imes. Good job by Chris. Ablett Here comes Rua. He intercepts it, but can't get it. And he is going to draw the penalty on Ablett. And Steve Ablett knows it.
Steve knew he had to take that penalty. You can't let John Eves walk in all alone. You'll see here, it's pretty cut and dry. He just gives him a little hook, and John feels it and goes down. You could have made that one, Dale. You could have made that call.
How many times, though, when they actually do that, do you really think that when they just feel it, they go down, or do they really get hooked?
Goal scorer like Johnny Roy, he wants to score goals. He isn't looking for penalties. He was working hard trying to get to the net, and you keep your feet moving, and you're going to go down because the guy has a good hook on you, and he can pull you right down.
So Jean Yves will take a breather, and after drawing that penalty on a shorthanded situation, so now it's 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds. And then after that 45 seconds, Maine will have an abbreviated power play. More importantly, 3:20 left in regulation, I should say, and the Bears have a 3-2 lead, trying to hold on, but Carter busts in for the Chiefs. Imes tried to go down and keep him under the play. There was no man on the other wing, though, for the Chiefs, and Robitaille comes back. Martin moves in. Smallwood takes him to the corner. The puck remains free in that corner. Smallwood, Robitaille, and Daly are all there, and we've got a hand pass call. And that's a good break for the Bears.
Team trying to hold up that puck and get a whistle will get a penalty this year. They have to keep the puck moving. Smallwood can't get it with his stick or his hand, so he just picks it up and gives it a little toss.
And he did it at the wrong time because the ref was right there about 8 feet away to call it. Mark Richards, superb tonight. Giving up 3 goals, but don't blame him. Some Alphon fans still a bit nervous. And with good reason. It's a 1-goal game. The Bears will have a power play in 11 seconds. Straub tees it up. It's loose in front, and we've got a penalty. Coming up on the Chiefs, I think.
Jim Montgomery's going to go off for
it's on Maine.
I beg your pardon. Mark Richards came out, and Jimmy Montgomery going to the net. He isn't the type of player to run the goaltender like that. I think it was just in the play of the game, he just kind of ran into him. We'll have a good look at it here. He isn't the type of player to do that intentionally, although he did get his stick up a little bit, perhaps trying to protect himself.
Number 14, Scott Meehan, kind of gave him a little shove to start him in on the goalie, and Richards,
a little help.
Richards is kind of down because he tried to get off the ice to get the extra attacker, and he just couldn't go. So they'll give him some time to check out his condition.
His goaltenders aren't used to being hit, and hey, it doesn't matter if he takes a little break there. Let his team get a little rest and regroup.
There's Montgomery. Boy, he's hot under the collar, isn't he? He's shouting out at the bench, the Lowell bench, and emotions running very, very high. This has been a very emotional series for both teams, and I think frustration is really setting in on both sides. I think Maine thought they would really have an easier time with Lowell. Lowell saying, not only did we win last night, but we got a chance to win tonight.
That's right. No pressure on Lowell, Dale. They just have to come in here and play hockey. No one expected them to win or even be in the games. But they forget about that man right there, Bill Riley. He's been around the block a few times, and he knows how to prepare his team to play in the Alphon.
Well, Riley's got 369 career wins. And Sean Walsh and Red Genren look on behind the Maine bench, and with 2:43 left in the third period, Maine will be a man short. But as I look up at the board, they're only going to be a man short for just 2 seconds. We've got to remember that Ablett is in the box for the Chiefs, and Tepper has only 2 seconds left. So once they drop the puck, Tepper will get back on the ice, and it'll be 4-on-4. So that's not quite as bad as we thought here as we look up at the penalty situation. All right, On it is the Chiefs. Flynn knocked out of there by Robitaille, and now we're skating 4-on-4. 2.5 minutes left in third period. Maine leading 3-2. Flynn dumps it to the open corner. O'Connell goes after it, but Carney is there for Maine. Now Downey tips it to center ice, and Flynn drives it back in the zone one more time. Carney is there with Straub. And Downey will ride it out of the zone. Ken Sulfi drops it for Carney. His shot on, sticked away nicely by Richards. Behind the net and picking up a head of steam is Don Parsons. Here he comes, in against Imes. Goes around the net, dumps it in front, but nobody there, and Roy just clears it down the ice.
That will be icing.
Icing on Maine with 1:45 left in the third period.
Red Gendron trying to relax the troops a little bit, which is very important.
Red Gendron, a very successful prep school coach in Vermont. Very well thought of among...
He's a bit of a hockey legend in New England.
Yeah.
I call him a legend.
Well, you are too, Scott. At least up here in the North Woods.
That's right.
Number 6, Jason Weinrich has got your uni number, huh?
That's right.
Robitaille on the draw with Murray. It is won by Maine. Remember, it's 4-on-4. Montgomery is in the box for Maine. Ablett is in the box for the Chiefs. Ablett's about ready to come out. Pellerin, Robitaille at center ice, squeezed to the boards by 2 men, and now Wentham takes over. Now the Chiefs have a 5-on-4 advantage for about 40 seconds. Behind the net, Ablett is there. Imes working hard on him, but it gets back to Wentham. His shot deflected in front and goes wide, and Pellerin takes over. He's got Robitaille 2-on-1. Here he comes. Loses the puck. Robitaille goes down and behind the net. 1 minute left in the third period. The Bears clinging to a 3-2 lead. Penz's shot on. Snow stops that at ease. And Carney around the dasher, but not quite out. Kept in by the Chiefs. O'Connell, but now it's tipped out to center ice. Montgomery's penalty is over, and it's back 5-on-5, and now a half a minute left in third period play. The goalie is out of the net for the Chiefs, and Downey's got an open one. And he misses it! Oh my! He misses it. 20 seconds left in the third period, and here comes O'Connell with Ablett. Montgomery is there. Remember, the net is open, and Downey's got a second chance. He will not miss this one.
There's a hat trick for Brian Downey. Well deserved.
And the Bears finally have put away this rough, tough bunch from Lowell, Mass. And what a night for Brian Downey. He gets the hat trick. He'll probably get a kangaroo court fine for missing that first open net. Here it is. Now, go ahead and say it. I could have scored that.
Dale, you could have put that one in without any problem.
All right, Brian Downey, a hat trick. Goals number 6, 7, and 8 on the year. And the Bears have won 4-2.
Garth Snow picks up his 6th win.
So the Bears knew that they were in a fight this weekend with the Lowell Chiefs and earn, and I mean earn, a split with the Chiefs. Win number 10 of the year. Sean Walsh is going over. I think he's going to congratulate Mr. Richards as much as... Oh, there's Bruce Crowder. Okay. So the Bears now go to 10-3-1 on the year. They go to 2-2 in Hockey East. The Lowell Chiefs will drop to 4-8-1 overall, 2-5-1 in Hockey East play. Bruce Crowder saying some goodbyes to a lot of guys that he coached, recruited, taught, yelled at over the last 4 years. Martin Robitaille, one of them. No, he's a special player for him. And the Bears have themselves a win. It didn't come easy, but it did come. 4-2. Maine beats Lowell. And we'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Are you sure this is going to work, Grandpa?
Trust me, kiddo. And now, silver shovels make it. Grandma's fruitcake. Grandpa's magic pine cone. In 2 weeks, we should see something.
Is it time, Grandpa?
It's time.
Congratulations, Donna. The presentation looks great.
I agree. It's just what the client needs.
Thanks. I couldn't have done it without your help. And speaking of your good advice, I did go to Goodwin's Chevrolet as you suggested. You were right about Goodwin's. They had it all. The cars I wanted, a great price, and the fact that I didn't have established credit didn't slow them down at all.
I told you Goodwin's would deliver.
At Goodwin Chevrolet, we deliver product, not promises.
Hi, I'm New Center meteorologist Joe Cupo. As a scientist, I know the importance of science education in our schools. That's why 6 Alive and I are pleased to announce Weather School, an exciting cooperative science education project with our schools. We're distributing free classroom kits, including activities, experiments, even computer software to classrooms that wish to participate. For details, keep watching New Center, only on 6 Alive.
All right, welcome back to Alfond, and the game is over, and the Bears have themselves a 4-2 lead. And we want to mention that, indeed, they did change that Montgomery goal to Downey, and so he does get the hat trick, and we thought that was going to be changed. It actually went in off the skate of a Lowell defenseman.
Well, we knew it was a hat trick, Dale.
That's right. And so congratulations to Brian Downey, and he is obviously the star of the game. We're going to go to him momentarily, but first, whew, what a weekend. Sean Walsh picked up a couple of points here this weekend, but we never more hard fought.
Exactly. We saw the Maine team come out and play like they usually play. Friday night they came out flat. They weren't playing well in the neutral zone. They weren't taking the body. And we saw tonight the forwards helped out in the neutral zone. The forwards were taking the body, and it just turned the whole game around for them. They had a little extracurricular activity, and I think that pumped up both teams. So,
well, if you like tonight's action, you'll love more action coming up here on the Maine Broadcasting System. Our next television game is actually a basketball game. The Maine men's team will take on the New Hampshire Wildcats on Saturday, January 5th. And that'll be nice. Remember, the Black Bears play Connecticut tomorrow afternoon at the Bangor Auditorium. Our next hockey game is Miami of Ohio against the Bears Sunday on January 6th. So that'll be a nice weekend. Saturday, Sunday, basketball, hockey doubleheader. And so the Bears win 4-2. We'll come back with the star of the game in just a moment.
A lot of our customers have been calling us up and asking us about this new heating oil CM Brown has, Red Shield. Is it any good? Does it really do what they claim it does? Well, yes, it does. It disperses the sludge in your oil tank, and it helps your oil burner run more efficiently, the way it's supposed to. It's like using high-test gas for your car, but it doesn't cost you any more. Matter of fact, it may even save you a night call. We recommend Red Shield to all our customers because it truly works.
We're the people of CN Brown.
Mon chéri, hear about the new store?
Yes, another kennel shop. It's wonderful.
There are a lot of good things being said about the kennel shops.
Look at the fun toys.
And they're being said by those who know.
Love the food.
Yum, yum, yum. So come in.
Oh, wait for me.
We care about the little things in life, the Kennel Shop and Animal Care Centers for all your pet's needs. Located in Portland, Augusta, North Windham, and now in the Auburn Plaza next to Rich's.
Now, the Diamond Sweets Collection, a sampling of delectable diamonds. So tempting, so luscious, concocted to satisfy a woman's craving for elegance. The Diamond Sweets Collection.
You've just seen a small taste of the Diamond Sweets Collection. These fabulous pieces and all our exquisite diamond jewelry are available this holiday season at GM Pollock & Sons Fine Jewelers, where we're celebrating an old-fashioned Christmas with prices you thought were just a memory.
Okay, 4-2 is the final score. Maine has beaten the Lowell Chiefs and earned a split of the weekend. Remember that the Lowell Chiefs beat Maine 5-4 last night, and Maine comes back and squeaks out the 4-2 win tonight. And boy, there's no question that Brian Downey is the man of the hour, and more importantly, other than just Downey, that line of Roy, Downey, and Montgomery is just, well, coming into the game, they were in on 60% of the points for the team, and they added to that tonight.
Well, they played together for a couple years, and they know where each other is going to be at all times in defensive and offensive zone, and Brian Downey showed that tonight with a couple nice goals, and then, of course, he got the empty netter. You got to give a lot of credit also to Mark Richards, the goaltender from Lowell. He played out of his mind. He was stopping everything that Maine threw at him.
Okay, Brian Downey, the man of the hour, is standing by with Dave Allers. Dave, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Dale, here with Brian Downey, player of the game. Brian, the hat trick tonight, was that a real hard-fought hat trick considering the way the Chiefs were checking you guys tonight?
Yeah, it was. It was a real tough game tonight. We had the monkey in our back tonight, and it's just one of those times when the team, you know, they're winning really good, and all of a sudden they just start slowing down, and tonight was a hard-earned win.
Yeah. Talk about this first goal. We're going to see it here.
Well, Jimmy was coming in. He saw me on the side. He made the move, and then he saw me on the backhand and gave it to me, and I was just positioned right and slid it right in.
You surprised that you had that much room? The Chiefs gave you that much room?
Oh, Richards' pad is right there. He gave me about maybe 2 inches to put it in.
Now, you had that opportunity at the empty net the first time, and you missed it. You going to get a fine from the Kangaroo Court for that?
I should get about $1 for that one. I was so nervous, you know, first career hat trick in college hockey, and it was shaky going down there.
So how big is it for you guys to finally pull this game out?
Great. Now we've won. We've are determined to win this Tuesday against New Hampshire, so we're going to be ready for them.
Okay, Brian Downey, our player of the game tonight, a hat trick in Maine's 4-2 win. When we come back, Dale and Scott will have some final thoughts.
Okay, and so the Bears have a 4-2 win. Brian Downey gets the hat trick. Garth Snow gets his 6th win of the year. And after 13 games, actually after 14 games of the season, your assessment of this team?
Well, they're starting to come together. I mean, they have the good record. They had a little bit of a problem with some Hockey East teams. They won tonight. They got the monkey off their back, like Brian said. And, you know, Sean's loves adversity, and they got rid of some tonight, and they'll just come out strong Tuesday against New Hampshire.
Tuesday night, they've got New Hampshire here at Alphond, and then next Saturday night, they have to go to play at BC. So this is a tough stretch right before Christmas.
Well, they'll have one more home game and then head down to BC, and they like to play at BC, so Sean can get them ready for that one.
Okay, that's the story of this game. The Bears have beaten the Lowell Chiefs 4-2. Brian Downey with the hat trick, and we'll see you next on January 6th when Miami of Ohio comes to town. For Scott Smith and Dave Allers and the entire crew, thanks very much for watching. Have a good holiday, everybody.